Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Happy Saturday. We are Hard Knock Dice. I'm Jonesy. I will be your dungeon master for this evening, and these people all around me are your heroes and my best friends. And tonight, at our brand new time of 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which we will now be streaming on, just because it works a little bit better for everybody, we will be, this is our new time. So join us here 5 p.m. every Saturday from now on. Other announcements include we are still raising money for Extra Life. We're still at $1,300 out of our $3,500 goal. We have just added a new milestone for $1,500, so we're $200 away for a digital copy of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So open up your hearts and your wallets, look right down there below your stream, and you should see our milestones. You click on that link. You can also do !charity. Thank you, Brittany. And we'll raise the money that way as well. So click on there and let's help some kids out. Other than that, I think that's it. I don't have anything else. So let's hop into our recap from last week. God, it feels so much longer. These extra hours that we have makes it feel like 2 weeks. All right, but last week, our heroes, at the behest of Saidan Boromar and access to his wares, the party has decided to take on the task of getting a cloak, the cloak of King Galifar the First, who is then, after which was won by the current king of Breland, King Boronel, which they decided to relieve him of. Pip, their most trustworthy ally, who nobody saw a betrayal coming at all, decided to bolt out of the Tain Gala with said cloak. And after a brief and almost very deadly crash, our heroes chased down Pip, and after a brief questioning and getting the cloak from her, she decided a dark turn took to her with Crowley after taking a form that he was not pleased with her taking, which Crowley is presented to be the form of his daughter. However, after a quick maneuvering and Pip with high initiative and plain luck, she turned invisible and jumped off of a balcony, and the players have not since seen her. They have reconvened now at Chateau Mimic, where Edgar has prepared you guys a meal. It is about 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at night currently. However, he's prepared you guys a nightcap and a meal. So
Okay. So everybody's back by now. So
right. You guys have met up.
Who got there first, them or us?
Probably you guys. With RTM flying you guys straight there, and no real concern for stealth. You guys didn't really have an issue with anybody, any weird looks or anything like that. So you guys probably there a solid 15-30 minutes maybe before them.
And I hope they got that cloak back. So that they just roll up, I guess, later.
Right. I'd say at this point, just unless there's something you guys would like to do at the chateau before they arrive, at this point you guys are all together now, just meeting back up. Edgar's getting you guys some food ready as well as some drinks.
Did Gandalf disclose the full course of events from the back hallway to Milo on the way back?
I imagine so. Just a brief rundown of, we got back there and waited for a bit. The guard showed up with the cloak. We started fighting him. Got a hold of the cloak. What I can only assume is Pip grabbed it and ran off. And after that, we had to fucking book it because shit sounded like it was going down badly. You don't know what happened after that. I hope. Yeah, you are a bit quiet there, Cody. Yeah, I don't know what's happened after that. Hopefully they got the cloak back. That would be bad if they did not. I think it's kind of pointless otherwise.
Let's be honest, it was kind of pointless to begin with. Let these Star Cannons come. We kill them, then we don't have to worry about them fighting Milo anyway.
I feel like there might be more than that, though. To be honest. Still sounds quiet, but less shitey.
Alright, well,
Speak loudly and
Anyway.
into the mic.
Yeah.
if
zoom in on that
the
bit.
potential for the king's ire has been communicated to Milo, he is not having a nightcap. He is having a night helmet.
Oh yeah.
Cap does not begin to describe.
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. R2, do you disclose that information? That it was like, oh yeah, the cloak was won by the king? Because I never knew that.
Oh,
Yeah,
Milo would have
I feel-
communicated that to you. if
Yo,
you didn't.
shit.
I feel like having those spectral creatures chase after us was a little bit of an indication that the king was on our heels.
I mean, was on our heels and whether we stole from him are
Oh,
very different things.
Yeah,
Like, he was there,
I
so
would-
that makes sense.
I would definitely get that point across.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Hmm.
Right. So in this case, maybe it's not such a bad idea or such a bad thing if we don't get the cloak. Seems like one less
Yeah,
headache.
maybe it's better if Pip got away or something. Like, they just let her go. She takes the cloak. No harm, no foul. They can look for those people when it inevitably pops back up somewhere else. And not that
Except
problem.
you two were both seen in that whole scenario.
I look like some
Oh.
fucking guy. I don't really have any distinguishing features. Plus, I point at you like, we'll do that to me. We'll just, change me up just enough.
Oh
Just the
shit.
skies get shenanigans. Perfect. And
Uh,
Arkham, you can just be an
Mr.
animal all the time.
Mr. Chateau, could I have a martini, please?
Of
mean
course.
liquor?
Would anything else for anybody? Very well.
Or
What are you holding that alcohol?
I honestly am not even concerned right now.
I'm just curious.
He brings in several drinks for people. After a few moments, comes right back in.
What's the question?
Artyom just kind of got lost in thought of would it be considered faux pas if I were to bite down too hard on any utensils?
Don't bite forks, dog.
The-
Come on, man.
These forks may bite back.
Right.
Oh man.
All right. Man, I'm glad we've cleared up that we have no problems to worry about, guys. Nothing could possibly go wrong.
It is about at this point that you hear the familiar backfiring of KJ's silver bullet pulling up to the front,
Just back.
and seeing your pals hopping out of the back, and KJ is going to take off.
Oh,
She just dips out.
Yeah.
I get there.
I'm gonna, yeah.
I guess she didn't want to hang out.
Let's see you guys tomorrow morning, and takes off
It's
one more time.
I guess it's fair. So, had to go. Retrieve the cloak, not retrieve the cloak. It was
Please say no.
apparently having the cloak would now be bad. I have been informed.
Anything going on the news, Jones? We got any
Hey,
great things going up or etc. on the screens?
You don't see anything at the moment.
did you all kill Pip, or is she alive still?
She escaped.
With the
But
cloak,
do you have the cloak?
Oh, we have the cloak.
as I previously said, that might be bad now.
It might
Right.
Drains.
We should
Drains
get rid of
cocktail
it
glass.
as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Pip knows where we're staying, so if Pip tells on us, then yeah, we'll have the ire of the king on this place. So we need to leave places.
Let us
And
get
go-
rid of the cloak.
Even if she had the cloak, she might have blamed it on us somehow. But we'll get rid of it. Don't worry.
Just do that. Like, get it far away. Make sure it pops up somewhere else.
Okay.
Is there any guarantee that Boromar won't sick the Tarkanans on us anyway if he doesn't have the cloak at all?
None.
Corelli, do you, or Milo,
You
I
said there's
guess.
no chance. Think you won't do it?
Yes.
Do you know any friends or anything like in the police or guard body of Shard?
No, that wasn't exactly the circle of people I associated with.
Crowley's going to go back and start getting some quill and some parchment to start writing a letter immediately.
Okay.
Scribble, scribble, scribble.
It's all
Can I get
what-
this out, please?
What are you? Right? Are you?
What is that like? What is the plan exactly? We're
Plan
just
is I'm
sit
going.
here?
Oh no, I'm going to send this to one of my contacts and inform them a different perspective that we managed to stop the Tarkanans from stealing the cloak, but have ended up with the cloak, and so I'll send it to one of my contacts, and they'll get it to the king.
It's smart. Blame Tarkanans. Very good.
If
But
anyone,
You're
but
going to blame it on the Tarkanans?
we're gonna say that we prevented the Tarkanans from claiming it entirely, though
Not,
there was
not House Boromar or whatever.
The Boromir clan. The Boromir clan. Those guys.
Yeah.
through them, yes, but broadly, what matters is that it ends up back in the hands of the king, and that he knows it was them that did it. Before that, the Tarkanans and the Boromar can point the finger at us, and then we will.
I don't know if criminal organizations will really be like making formal. Like, here you go.
Criminal organizations usually
These
have
guys.
someone on the that they can point to, and they have someone that even further up the channel. So it's just a matter of who points the finger at who first.
So how fast will your contact get that in there? Because I don't
As
know if we
soon-
should stay here for that long.
Oh no, we're not going to stay here.
Well,
They'll be able to find me, but
I had a couple of questions, but I don't know much about this place. Is the this Boromar clan? Is it like a big organization? Are they like
They seem
big
like they have a lot of
criminals?
Money.
Well, I mean, the king
Very
has
nice
a lot
house.
of money.
Yes, but the king also is also very powerful. I feel like these two things coincide. Like,
I'll give
What the Tarkanans are to murder, the Boromars are to theft.
Okay.
So like,
I'll
very
give
powerful,
Milo and Milo, Crowley, and Gorham history checks.
I don't care. They're criminals.
That is a natural 20.
thank Jesus.
Okay.
Because I was thinking, okay, maybe
Plus
we
six.
can, maybe we
16.
can actually have this work for us if it's like, if maybe people really hate this guy and they want to see him like go to jail, right? And we just give him the cloak, and maybe
Like,
we can,
hey, he has it.
right? I mean, like we know where it's at. This guy has it. We can help you go get it back from him. with
Milo, you
your
know
aid.
that idea will not work. And I'll say even with a 16 Crowley, it's probably improbable just from a basic knowledge of power structures and gangs. You know, the Boromar clan is in fact so powerful that if the king were to step in or any large organization were to step in and outright take that power structure away, there would be just war in the bottom of Sharn. And it stops them. It stops the king from them pursuing that too hard.
Holy shit.
Milo communicates that information to the party.
Holy shit.
Crowley concurs.
That is terrifying.
How does it any different? People are killing each other and murdering and stuff down there anyway.
But it's
It'd
Hey.
probably just accelerate the situation and resolve it quicker, right?
Not exactly. It maintains at least some semblance of order. Scattered small scale crimes that affect a smaller number of people versus an absolute bloodbath that affects the entire city all at once.
Right, it makes it a target of, you can't ignore it anymore. You can't just, like, let people suffer. You have to do something about it at that point, right?
It
Governments do not
causes
do
more
that.
abject suffering. Keeping everything contained is seen as favorable to warfare and bloodshed, chaos.
Or they just don't care all that much. That's kind of how that works in my experience.
I'll say with a natural 20, Milo, something else that you can glean. There is something called the 60 families. They are the elite. They are what you were just hanging around with at the Tane Gala. These are the people that run the world, essentially. This is your Illuminati. Your front faces of the Illuminati, right? Like this is your Jeff Bezos and your Bill Gates, those sorts of people. Boromar is considered part of one of that, the Boromar family. And on top of that, he has familial ties to the House Drasco.
All of that is communicated.
Which house is House Drasco?
It's a house of healing.
Those are the fancy halflings.
So, is there any reason we couldn't just have the cloak returned to the king? Pip did run straight out of the front door with it. I'm sure she was seen with it, and we weren't.
I was just thinking, if the police are trying to actually stop crime in town, that they might be able to kill two birds with one stone. But yeah, just return it. I don't want this thing, and I doubt anyone's going to actually buy this from anyone we know.
If they are that powerful, though, they are probably going to be pissed.
Who?
At us, specifically.
Who's got it?
We still need to fucking leave.
I mean, technically speaking, we got it for the king for free, right? I mean, it was stolen.
I'm pretty sure he still gave the money away already.
You never know. He's the
It's
king.
in my
Who's going to
possession,
stop him?
Milo.
What?
Who has the cloak right
I
now?
don't fucking know.
It's in my possession, Milo.
Do you mind if I take a look at it?
Oh yeah, is it
Certainly.
magic? This is like really old, right? Maybe it's really cool.
I
And,
would like to cast Identify on it using the goggles.
Okay. That's an
What are
immediate cast. That's an
Yep,
immediate cast.
cast
Okay.
once a day.
All right.
Nice.
Milo, you use your goggles to identify the cloak, and something blocks you.
Oh,
Something is actively blocking you from identifying the item.
it's super cool.
So it's not that there's nothing to see. It is very clear that there is an obstruction.
Yes, there is
Alright.
something actively obscuring your identify.
Well, that's concerning.
Is it cool?
Uh,
Like,
do
is
I
it,
get
like really
anything of
cursed
the
or something?
nature of the block or something?
Roll an Arcana check for me.
Damn it. It's like super badass.
That is a 21.
Seems like your identify may have been counterspelled.
What the fuck? It's sentient.
Milo wordlessly puts his goggles away and gets another drink.
What? What did it do?
All right.
What does it
Probably.
do?
Take back the cloak and fold it neatly and place it back under his own cloak.
This does not answer the question.
Seeing as Crowley's probably one of the ones in the room who will understand the connotations of a automatically defensively cast counterspell, just going to tell him,
So Crowley, that cloak just used defensive magics of its own accord against my attempts to examine it
Holy shit.
by itself.
An item truly worthy of the royal treasury, then.
Wait, I'm just gonna sort of stop in mid-sentence and then just go over to Crowley and poke the cloak. Hey, can you hear us? Are you?
It's underneath my cloak.
Oh,
You
Are you-
poke,
are
poke
you-
Crowley in the tummy.
yeah. I poke where the can you hear us, cloak? Are you like a
It's like an
living
elemental.
cloak?
It's like elemental cloak.
No
that had
response.
clearly not
Like when you peed
occurred
on the
to
boat.
Milo until you said that. He looks awfully horrified at the concept. Like, oh,
This
shit.
this cloak could point the finger at all of us, not knowing
Oh,
that
shit.
we were there to save it in the first place.
All right. We can't give the cloak back. It will tell on us. It will rat us out.
We don't know. We don't know.
How do we find out?
There's
It's
so
I'll
much
tell
we
you
don't
what.
know.
We need to leave anyway. Let us go back to the ship, and
Oh,
I will attune to the cloak for the night, and we will see.
What if
It sounds
really
like an
cursed?
extraordinarily bad idea.
You get. I don't know if having somebody who can use magic, like, what if it like takes you over and starts using your magic to do crazy shit?
You're right. What if it really is sentient and it just makes you jump off the top of Star or Sharn or something?
Would be the least of my problems this night.
Okay,
Pretty
well,
sure
is more
falling to your doom is pretty bad.
I've got one of those coins for a reason.
This is true.
okay.
I
Well,
think
that
we
will
should
help
leave
you
it
for
alone.
a few seconds, and then you'll still fall the rest of the way and die a horrible
What
death.
did you say, Gorham?
I was saying I think we should leave it alone and return it to the king.
Well, it's going to be returned to the king, yes.
Milo,
Well,
can you not just like
Let's
keep-
follow that first step as well.
Yeah, again, the dwarven wisdom is on full display.
What was that, Gandalf?
As I say, can't you just like you can use that little machine, right? Can't you just keep trying and it'll just eventually work? So that nobody would like to put it on to figure out what it does.
I can try again, but I imagine something as old and as powerfully magical as that. I doubt I'll be able to get around it, but if you want me to, I'll try again.
They're saying like it just would be like infinite. Be crazy.
I have no
Right.
idea what
Yeah.
something like this is capable of.
I guess I will ritually cast Identify.
Okay.
Yeah, Crowley will hold it out so that it can be identified.
All right. 10 minutes. If anybody cares to keep discussing anything.
I just like we definitely shouldn't sit around here. We need to go somewhere else. Because regardless of like we won't hopefully we'll not tip the king on our ass after we get it back. But
Right, we need
if
to
the Boromar
definitely.
clan is as powerful as that, I can't imagine they're going to be happy.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely need to have a plan in action to have someone come get this darn cloak and get it away from us as soon as possible. No, let's not sleep on it and do it in the morning. I'd like to get this thing away from us as quick as possible.
Can we get away from us? Like
If someone
Oh.
says we have the cloak of the first king or whatever, I assume they're be more than happy to come and get it. It's not going to be like, oh, well, we'll have a delivery driver come around. He should be there around noon the next day, and make sure you have the right packing slip.
I mean, if we're not careful though, they may decide just fucking kill all of us and take it and ask questions later about who we are.
I assume
Especially-
Crowley's contacts aren't out to kill him.
Especially with it being what it is, the cloak of the first king, we need to be careful whose hands we put it into as well. We don't know what it can do, or we don't know what they'll do with it.
Clearly, it is very powerful.
I mean, none of the other stuff that they were trading around was. I mean, some of it was very powerful, but some of it was just dumb art they were spending so much gold that could have helped other people. It was just a waste of money. And they could just have it because they want to have it. I don't know.
And
Sure, it's very magical. It could just be something that goes, hey, you can't detect me while I'm taking a poop. King doesn't get assassinated when he's out on a leisurely trip or something. I don't know.
But do we want to take the chance?
No, we don't want to take any chances.
Exactly. So I don't want to be. Who are those guys that we determined worked for the king? Those lantern guys. The
The dark
the-
lamps.
The
dark
guy from
lamps. Yeah,
the
dark lamps.
Passage.
What
I
if they
hate
try
you.
to like fucking murder us while we have this fucking
We
cloak?
should just give it to him.
But what if they just tried to kill us first? If they
And
just
we
come in
kill
like,
them right
you
back."
die, you have the cloak. They don't.
Well, I suggest you find out where you wish to move from here. We can go back to the ship, or we can find another place to stay.
Let's definitely not go to the ship.
Yeah,
In
the
the
ship is
meantime.
like that will be like I'm sure they know that is ours or where it is and stuff.
Um,
I mean, Edgar said that he does not let people fuck with his clients, right?
Kashi, could you just message the king and tell him, hey,
Oh shit.
we got your cloak. We're not the bad guys. Just come pick it up. We did you a good deed. Like, problem solved. Good. We are good. What's that? Good Samaritans.
If that is the case, we need to not be here. Or
Yes.
deal-
It's not.
Let's
Maybe
not
not
mess
that
with the
simple.
king.
Feel like it would be best for us to not get involved personally.
Sure.
The further we are away from anything to do with his cloak, the better.
Okay. This is the easiest way to get rid of it. It's going to him anyway, no matter who lays it.
That won't be the end of it, though.
Okay.
What will be end?
Yeah, there's no scenario where they go, oh, okay, well, we'll just not look for those people who tried to steal it. Right?
Well, apparently, even if they figure out, if they avoid saying us, right? They don't know it was us. It does not, even if they find out that it was the Bormar clan, they're gonna fucking do anything, apparently.
Nah.
I would say be cautious of the idea of openly and rapidly identifying ourselves to them as
Oh,
the
shit, no.
current holders of the cloak.
You can't trust the fucking government.
We wouldn't bring it here. We'd just drop it someplace and say, hey, it's in a box on top of this tower and corner of bad place and whatever. I don't know.
Let me get a response from this letter first, and then, but we'll keep that as an option.
How long will that take?
It shouldn't take long.
Edgar will inform you. He doesn't mind doing it, but it's currently 11 p.m. at night, so couriers are few far in between.
Price is no option for a courier at this time. Thank you.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Price is no option for a courier at this moment.
What do you mean?
He says couriers are far and few between. There's got to be someone awake that does overnight or whatnot. So, somebody.
Price is no object, I believe is the phrase.
Gotcha.
Indeed.
Okay. Very well. I will
Someone
keep an eye
wants
out
to
for
make
one.
money in this damn city.
KJ, come back!
As a thick aging.
Okay, so we just wait until we hear back from Letter and then go from there. Also, can I have my weapons back? I'm like, where's bag of holding? I feel very naked right now. It's like sword, bow, many knives.
While everybody's gathering their things out of the bag, I do want to emphasize that if the king won't do anything to the clan Bormar, it's important to know that they will have to persecute someone in the public eye. So again, we need to stay uninvolved because those people will be us. Gandalin and Artyom, I forgot who it was, were also seen back there trying to take the cloak. So
Some of
The-
those
the
guys
two
who
of
saw
them
us probably had
especially.
head injuries
We-
pretty bad.
We
Well,
jumped off a
concussion.
we jumped off a building in a town whose major features that it has really tall buildings to jump off of, and they managed to not catch us from this.
To be fair,
I feel like we're probably pretty safe in the city. These people are very high levels of incompetence.
there was those guys were getting ready to do something, and then Milo made that poof of smoke so they could not see. So
Right.
no.
all I'm trying to emphasize is that under no circumstances should we connect ourselves with this cloak, no matter what happens.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we should go out and shake their hand and try to have
He wanted me to message the king myself, Artyom.
Okay, what's wrong
He
with
does
that?
not know name. You would just hear your voice in his head, right?
I don't have
I
this
don't know
spell. I
anything
don't know
about
how
magic.
it works.
I don't know anything about magic. I punch things and steal. It's about the extent of my skills.
When you use that spell, it shows what you look like and gives them location.
No, but still.
Oh, by the way, what did I know
Okay.
we
So-
were supposed to get Cloak Were you guys able to do like figure out the stuff with that dude who bought the other statue, that guy? Like, because we were looking for Brayton Sithoff and stuff. That dude, like, he looked really weird. He had like fancy rings and like piercings on his ears. The like gray purple eye guy. That dude.
Right.
The person we were supposed to be following went behind to where you guys were, and we lost track of him.
Yeah, you told me to handle Cloak, and you guys would handle the other guy.
And
What happened?
Real quick, I don't know, I called you Artem Kent real quick. I did just reread the spell, and it does say that the receiver recognizes you as the sender.
Okay. It recognizes.
So yes, he would know it was me.
He would know that it was some woman that he saw at a party. Out of character.
Don't know. Yeah. I don't know what the mechanics on that are actually.
What's his bucket? The Quandi Bezos already knows exactly who we are anyway.
Bezos.
Hey, he hasn't seen most of us.
Martial doesn't know that, but he seemed to make it abundantly clear to your character that there's no illusion to who we are anyway.
He was just mad that I didn't keep flirting with him.
Oh yeah, like that's his other
you
thing.
Keep telling yourself that.
It's like, are we about to like? Do we have to now also worry about Quanti like looking for us in this fucking city? This place is awful. The longer we're here.
But yeah, and when they, I looked through, they had Beric as oh gosh, where is Beric right now?
What? Do you know that Beric?
I put Beric on the car, the flying car, the carriage that had the piece of art that we were supposed to be looking after.
The one thing that was gonna lead us to Brayton's.
Right, I had him go after it for us.
Oh god. Where is he?
Is Beric? Has he died? Do I realize if he's died yet?
He has not died yet.
Okay.
Oh yeah, didn't he fall? Oh no.
No, he's apparently clung on to that car. As far as I know.
You can summon your familiar back to you.
Right, but I just don't know if he'll have these faculties to remember where exactly he went, right? So is there any way that you can track your familiar as a caster? I don't think that's a thing that it does.
I don't think so.
There's like no way.
Would it have to be like similar to clairvoyance or something?
Milo, after about 10 minutes, when you cast Identify, similarly to the first time, your Identify is foiled.
Can we it was just out of character question. Can you scry on your familiar if it's away from you?
I would say so.
Too bad we don't have that spell. Shit.
All right.
Well, I guess if we can somehow locate Beric, we can find that guy. Maybe.
Right.
Did somebody get his name?
Well, first off, we know his name, so maybe we can find out where his house might be, and then I might be able to locate Beric if I come within contact or closer range with him.
So we'll do that at some point. But first things first, get rid of the fucking cloak. more immediate issue, unfortunately. I guess we just wait here, and you still cannot tell anything about the cloak, Milo.
Has it been 10 minutes?
Yes, and as I said, your Identify spell was similarly to the first time was foiled again.
The lights and whirring parts in his little machine just kind of fade out.
No, nothing. Same thing again.
He's a stubborn fucking piece of cloth.
Whatever the situation is, Does the name Laura Quennell, is that how it was pronounced?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know anything about this Laura Quennell, Milo, or Crowley?
What was his first name, or was that just the only name we got? Floor Cornell.
It's the name you got.
That's what
Crawley, while what does your letter say specifically?
Well, briefly, it basically stated that we got into an altercation preventing the Bormer clan from taking the cloak, and we stopped them from running off with it and retrieved it. But now we, obviously we have it. We want to, and I'm looking for advice on how to get it back to the king with as little altercation as possible.
Okay, all right. Edgar informed you after a moment that that he's got a night courier on the way to the address that you went to day before.
Okay.
All right.
Just making sure that's all I wanted to say. Think so.
Speak now. Forever hold your peace.
Also lost sight of the one person I was supposed to follow. So if anything else about her or them.
Okay.
Floor Cornell.
All right.
Yeah, because I'm so in all the hustle and bustle, I've forgotten whether it was a guy or a dude. So
Guy or
A
dude?
guy or a
woman, I
dude?
believe. It was
a
woman.
dudette.
A dudette. What'd you
I thought
say,
it was a
Brittany?
woman. So
I said it was a woman, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
I've written down his upper ears
Oh.
when I wrote down Jones's
Because
physical
I know I
description.
asked about her last session. I got a response, but I guess
The person that you saw walk away was male presenting. Yes.
There we go, male presenting. Way to make it dubious, Jones. Thank you.
Wasn't it a Furbog, the guy who got the stuff?
No, I think I was using a Furbog model.
It was a
Oh.
Furball model. It was not a Furball.
Yeah, all
Right.
these models
Okay.
that aren't really.
Okay. So, should we like?
Sometimes you have to pretend the D6 is a monster, man. That's all I'm saying. All right.
Should we like sleep in shifts? We have people on the guard just in case while we wait for that letter to get here. Or a response to come
They-
back.
The house is made out of someone taking a shift. We could probably sleep.
Yeah.
I gesture maybe a bit tipsily at
My
the
little-
drone and also the kestrel.
Yeah, this machine.
I'll let the chateau know that if there's any responses or letters to me, I'll take them directly. Wake me up, it doesn't matter.
Very well.
Edgar.
Okay.
I just want to point out to you, Jonesy, the chateau is perhaps both the most creative and most horrifying thing you have ever created as a dungeon master.
It makes me immensely uncomfortable. Regardless, I'm keeping watch regardless for at least a couple hours.
Okay. How long are you gonna stay up?
Like I said, about a couple hours. You said it's 11. I'll probably go,
Right.
like after about 1, just like all right, whatever.
Okay. Very well. Everyone else heading to bed though. Where's the cloak going?
It's staying with Crowley.
It's like
Still
the ring, it's gonna run
tucked
away. It's like the one ring is gonna flee.
Very well.
Probably gonna use it like a blanket.
Go ahead and make a perception for me. Perception check for me, Gandwin, as you stay on watch. And
That's a natural 1. What a good first roll for the evening.
pretty quiet.
Shit.
Pretty quiet evening.
James, what did you do to my dice?
Do I hear anything with my elf ears while I'm sleeping?
No.
As I begin to go to sleep, I'm just going to put a gold piece on my headboard and just sort of say under my breath, let me know if Crowley or that cloak goes anywhere. Just give me a little jostle. I'm just going to leave it right there.
See ya. hand form out of the wall, take the gold piece, and pulls it back into the wall.
Thank you.
And just a slight whisper from the headboard beside you. Way to do.
Thank you.
You guys are going through the night. Milo, you're a little bit tipsy, tossing and turning. But you get a notification in your head. Something odd going on in the room. As you sort of peek your eyes open, there's someone walking up to you and unsheathing a dagger. And just sort of up out of the floor, you see Edgar appear right behind him and just starts tiptoeing behind this person. And then you see the ceiling start opening up and teeth forming on all sides. This person gets ever close to you. Do you do anything?
Edgar, if you could leave the body intact, please.
As the ceiling crashes down onto this person and eviscerates them, you hear a mild belch from the ceiling. And Edgar, his actual form standing there. That's not in the deal. Sorry.
Fair enough.
I could. And you see him as if he's trying to get something out of his tooth, and just a dagger falls from the ceiling on bing, cling, like clatters on the floor.
And impales you. Oh.
Could I get some light, please?
I'll pick up the dagger.
Okay.
What am I looking at?
It's a well-crafted black dagger. That's all it looks like, really.
We're all in the same room, right?
It's sort of oil sheen. Yeah. This entire...
Yeah, we sectioned it off, I thought, for everyone.
There was some privacy dividers put up. This was a fairly quiet, fairly quiet interaction.
Very quiet midnight snack.
I rolled in that one on my perception check to even remotely have a chance of waking up, so I just imagine I hear a burp in the background. I'm like, oh, that's just Milgram, and go immediately right back to sleep.
I was just about to say, you hear nothing but Milgram's loud snoring.
Yeah, it's just just chainsaw over in the room. Like, oh god, makes it really hard to sleep sometimes.
Just gonna look over at the completely unutilized bolter laying next to my bed and like, huh.
Alright, any chance you could replicate the appearance of your, meal?
No.
No.
I mean, he does it quickly, where he just has like black wraps around his face and it's like this black loose fitting clothes. Fairly nondescript other than that, and it's weird. It's not like an exact replica of it. It looks like almost plasticky fake, like a mannequin maybe. Goes back to his regular form.
Okay.
About what time is it? Like, how far into the night?
Probably about 4 a.m.
Fuck. Well, guess I'm up now.
About 2 hours early, I guess.
Okay.
And, walk into the living room to see if anyone else is awake.
Not too far after that, Edgar does wake up Crowley at this point, if anybody else is waking up this early, but at about 6 a.m. Crowley, you are awakened. Edgar awakes you too for the gold, just because this is something dealing with Crowley. RTM with a gentle shake of your bed, but hands you a letter from your contact in town, and sort of sleepily written across it, you see he's written there's a hesitation on me because he writes deal with it. Yes.
On your own. That's it. It's just 3 words. Like, oh,
yo.
His
fuck.
contact is Lord Aelfred.
God damn it.
Quite the pickle you seem to have gotten yourself in. I am not sure exactly how we are able to help in this situation, as we are more on gathering information, not disseminating it. If there is some way that we could help in that regard, please let me know. Other than that, my resources are somewhat limited as far as royalty and wealth goes.
All right. Very similar to a previous letter I remember, but anyway, Crowley's just gonna burn it and scatter the ashes in the trash can next to his bed or whatever happens to be there.
Okay.
If anyone happens to walk out of their little sleeping dividers, Milo's basically going to spend the morning until people get up just sitting there sipping coffee and looking over this dagger, trying to figure out anything about it and ruminating over the fact that someone tried to kill him again.
Is it 8 hours of sleep time at the point that that letter comes?
Yeah, for the sake of ease, yeah. We'll say it's about 6 a.m. You guys have gotten the benefits of a long rest.
Wait.
Milo
Yeah,
is just sort of just like has some coffee.
Oh,
Being the earliest up, you see the floor start licking itself clean at some points from just like slight droplets of blood that have been there that were there from the night's festivities as you're sitting there pondering your previous employers.
Is everybody awake at this point? I'm awake too. Everybody's
Yeah,
awake? Okay.
everybody's awake.
I'm gonna join Milo with coffee myself. And what have you got there, Milo? It's pretty.
Dagger.
I see that. Where did you get it?
By the way, did any identifying marks, anything I would know about it, anything on an identify I would cast at some point in the next couple hours ritually?
Sure, it is not a magical dagger. However, there is kind of a slick substance coating the blade itself. But other than that, that's about the only unique thing about this dagger.
Need to get a sheath for that thing. Don't like that.
Okay, Corelli, the letter came.
Yeah, like what we need
It
to do
did.
now.
Milo just-
Sadly, they're not going to be of much help. None of the contacts we have here in Sharn can help us get rid of this. But not all is lost yet.
In response
Suggestions.
In response to Kaushik's question about where I got the dagger, Milo's like,
We had a visitor last night. Turns out the
Okay.
chateau does his job.
Oh shit.
Maybe we should stay here.
Oh, so it was a Tarkanian assassin or someone coming to collect on the bounty?
Some kind of assassin. There's no
Did the-
knowing who it was. This dagger is poisoned, I think.
Did you see them?
Briefly. Very briefly.
Were they coming for the cloak or were they coming after you?
It seemed like they were approaching me.
is that accurate, Dungeon Master?
Yes.
Oh, you're approaching me.
Okay, well, great. So now everyone knows that you're in town. They'll come and try to kill you, and we don't have to mess with any of this stupid Boromar stuff. It's already over and done with. We can get the cloak back. They can look for whoever. Done. No big deal.
You think there will only be one assassin?
No. I just mean to say that we don't have to. I mean, this Boromar guy or whatever, he's already cut ties with us and sold us out anyway. That's not an issue anymore.
We don't know anything. Maybe not. Maybe I was seen by someone else. Maybe it was someone who saw us at the gala or when we were walking
You did not
around
look
town.
like you at the gala. You were perfect. You did like whole nother man.
Knows?
Look
Who
at that
knows?
mustache.
There's
It's still on there.
no hard information. We don't have facts. We don't have surefire knowledge. We just have some jackass who got eaten trying to kill me last night.
That is pretty cool. Thank you, Edgar. That is awesome. By the way,
Thumbs up at the house generically.
House forms out of the ceiling, back down at you.
Hey, Edgar, did this guy taste good, or did he seem like he was maybe a little bony and malnourished?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Did this guy taste good, or did he seem like he was kind of bony and malnourished? Did he seem like a, physically fit guy who did this for a living, was like a professional, or did he seem like a gutter rat who somebody handed the poison dagger and said, go kill that guy?
Like he's trying to recall the taste of a fine wine, just like getting the taste. Somewhat malnourished. A taste of desperation.
but you were like pretty well known, right, Edgar? Like for like being really good at like protecting people who are staying here.
I do what I can.
Right, but like people know that, right?
Like
about this place.
reputation-wise.
Yeah, you have good reputation.
I don't really go many places.
That is fair.
I have.
I feel like Edgar has good reputation though, so like desperation makes sense. I don't think most people want to just like walk in here, try to kill somebody. Just a thought.
Does that seem like a Tarkanan move or a Boromar move?
If I had to guess, maybe someone who's not directly of either one, but either hired by or inspired by one of the two. But that's just my initial guess. This gang politics and capabilities aren't exactly my wheelhouse.
Yeah, like those Tarkanans, they sent like those wind things to beat the shit out of him when we were like way far away from here.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Like they would have probably sent like elemental wind guys to come.
Or if it was a cloak and dagger assassin, probably something a little bit more formidable.
Right. This sounded like a desperate amateur. So,
Indeed. Maybe no one knows. Maybe he thought he could like get leg up.
so we're not going to get help with Cloak. Let's just go to nearest guard station. Just
That sounds
drop.
like a terrible idea.
Yeah, that sounds like a pretty bad idea.
Absolutely not.
You're not
trust
even
guards.
listening to the full plan. I didn't want to do this to begin with. Just listen to me. We just fly over it, we just drop it on their doorstep and keep on flying. They'll find it, they'll kick it up the chain, it'll get to where it needs to go. If not, who cares?
Are
Then
there
as
also
soon-
guards in the
as-
city?
As soon as someone in the King's Guard sees you a Gandalin, you'll be taken and hanged or whatever they do here.
What are you talking about? I will be a dinosaur flying through the air, just dropping it there from 100 feet in the
I
sky.
mean, in general, in our stay in the city.
Is there anything we can do that would change that? I don't think so.
Any news reports or any papers coming out, Jones?
If you guys take the time to look outside on the screens, you do see some flashes of very, very basic arcane images, something they could sum up of just the front of the Gala Manor and or of the Tane Manor, and it's like high-speed heist are in arcane letters across from it. But that's about it at the moment. There's no details being pumped out or anything.
There's no. If you know anything,
it's very-
contact this number.
It's very clickbaity.
Would you like to know more?
Typical.
We can just go get haircuts, they'll never notice us.
You'll
I'll
never
shave.
believe what happened at the
and live
Tangala last night.
I mean, yeah, like we'll do like we use this thing, like the kits like we did with Milo, but just for like all the time. That's all we're
Okay.
here.
I'm going to be completely honest. I don't know how we're going to pull this off because I don't trust dropping this cloak in the hands of anyone except for the king himself at this point.
Do not wish to interact with the king.
Do the Dark
Exactly.
Lanterns have a
scary.
base of operations here in Sharn that anyone knows of, or is it just simply like, no one knows?
Give me a history check at disadvantage.
The dark lamps.
You're gonna take 1d4 psychic every time you say it.
I just want to meet them and
Eh,
call
an
them
eight.
that to their face. So
They
come on,
are, and it. I mean, they are working in the shadows type of organization. They're not very centralized.
In character, do we know if the guy from Passage was one of those guys?
I thought it was strongly insinuated when we found out about them. Like, they're like, oh yeah, Dark Lanterns, and they were like, yeah, that because we were talking to Basar Yassine,
Yep.
Bashar, and he kind of explained it. We were like, oh, that's who that was. Oh shit.
Okay. Right.
If we could get hold of that Dark Lantern guy, that'd make our job a lot easier.
I mean, if they've already seen Gandalf and my face anyway, then what does it matter just dropping it off? If they see us, they're going to see us. I will be a dinosaur. I can just drop it off.
There's no
Like,
report underway yet.
How is this a problem? They're not going to believe us if we tell them the truth or a version of the truth that makes us look super good anyway. Like,
Me and R2 beat the shit out of some of their guards. They're not.
every minute that we keep on this cloak is just going to make them want to kill us that much more.
Actually, who was the runner of the gala again?
The Tane.
It was someone in particular, and that was their home, I believe. I'm pretty
Something
sure.
Tane.
Something Tane.
It was something. It was first name, last name Tane. It was an Elvish lady.
Yes, it was an Elvish lady.
With silvery white hair. I think she was wearing like a green dress. Somehow I can remember the details of her appearance. I can't remember what her fucking name was. Apparently I didn't write it down in my infinite wisdom. Oops.
Solaria Eratane?
There you go.
There we go. And her home was actually that the gala area, right? DM.
Yeah, you're not sure from what you guys saw. It was just like made for this purpose, like a party hall.
Man, I wish I had that kind of money. Just erect an entire flying building just for a gala.
Her name is Celeria, by the way.
Celeria Tane, or do they have like the weird?
Celeria Eartain. IR''TAIN.
Gotcha. They have the weird like follow-up things like the major houses do.
Correct.
The
Damn, it's
DE.
getting stormy outside. Anyway, once again, is she affiliated with any particular organization that I could make a history check about, or a base of operations or a headquarters of sorts?
You can make a history check for me.
Yeah, 13.
Really, not really associated with any other organizations other than the one. She's like one of the big, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's not non-profit, but, oh my God, my brain's blanking today. She's very, starts with a P.
Philanthropic.
Philanthropic. Thank you. It's like starts with a P.
It's the new time. It's getting everybody. Don't worry.
Yeah. She's very philanthropic family, just sort of born into wealth. But other than that, no real.
So there's no like Wayne Manor that everyone in the city knows about, just outside of town, that no one ever goes to unless there's a gala. Is what you're telling me.
There's no Batcave per se, but you can assume.
I'm not asking about no Batcave. Allegedly.
I want to know about the Batcave.
you can assume that she lives somewhere in the higher districts for sure. And by higher districts, I mean the floating district above the city.
Are there any like legends or stories or like well-known fictions revolving around the cloak of Galifar the First?
Make a history check for me.
Sick.
It allowed him to control the minds of thousands of subjects. Oh no.
I would explain a lot.
That will
Just
be
toss it
a
off.
19.
A 19. You know that Galifar the First was known for uniting the kingdoms. That was his entire goal of everybody before him. You know, and it wasn't a power grab, and that's kind of why those he didn't use a lot of the nations he didn't have to use military force against, just through diplomacy, some through threats, and some military force. He was eventually able to unite the kingdom of Galifar. But you also know that he was a warrior as well. That's about all you gather with that role, though.
So there's no like specific legends or myths revolving around the cloak itself.
Not around the cloak specifically, no. The cloak got what'd you roll? 19?
19. 13 plus 6.
The cloak was just sort of hung up in the halls once he passed. Once he died, it was hung up as a relic and has just sort of been sitting around and sold off to sort of and at museums ever since.
Roger. Also, as a heads up, we just lost power, so once my battery is done, I'm done. So I'll let you know.
Yikes.
Oh no.
Yikes.
Rip the Milo.
I'll
Maybe
make
it'll
it.
come back on.
I'll make your death cinematic. Don't worry.
And two, Jonesy.
I want his boots.
Okay, so I feel like we should
So,
work
my-
out what we plan on doing with this cloak.
My idea is to hire one of the more expensive couriers, not let anyone know what it is, obviously, and send it back to the gala organizer, who will get it to the king. That's perhaps the most roundabout way of getting it to the king without endangering ourselves.
Do we give it to just some courier?
These couriers are very efficient, and they belong to the house. So, you know, barring, say, 7 people going in and, you know, knocking over a train, I don't think...
Aren't these House
they should-
Orion?
Could be House Orion. They're not going to know it's for me, obviously, but...
Do we want to trust anything that has anything to do with House Orion right now?
Is it impossible for you to make yourself resemble a courier and deliver it yourself as the courier? Instead of
could,
putting it in the hands
minus-
of somebody else who would know what it is and how much it's worth, if nothing else?
Hence why I wanted to seal it properly, but also the only problem with that would be, you know, the actual sky carriage.
Oh yeah.
Well,
We
you
would've had,
could
like,
get
a
to the
fancy-
skies and just go rent a sky carriage for a few gold, right?
The biggest issue with this is I need to know where the, damn, we just said her name, where she lives.
Solaria Eartane.
Solaria Irritane.
I mean, like, you don't have to necessarily be courier as long as you look like anybody but
us.
like your normal appearance. Then like, boom.
Which is
Doesn't
fun
matter.
and dandy. Yes, but that is my idea. It would get to the king, no real involvement with any of the authorities, and it's got to be trustworthy. It goes. She was selling it, so of course she's got the money. She's going to send it to him.
Right.
We just need to know her address.
So you just gotta know where to take. All right.
I
Or
assume you'll leave a letter or something like that saying the person who did this jumped off a building after we captured them and it's not us.
I was not going to leave very much to the imagination. It's like just maybe you're welcome, but I can actually perhaps get her address. Actually, this is more in lines with what my contact can find out as opposed to the previous questions we had.
Alright. Okay.
So what do we do in the meantime?
Man, is it just storming all over Georgia?
Apparently.
So, allow me to write one more letter, and then we can go from there.
Alright.
Okay.
Scribble, scribble, scribble. I need the address or of either, you know, Solaria Irritane or, you know, an organization she works at to deliver the cloak and trust she'll, you know, deliver it. Blah, blah, blah. You know who this is.
Okay.
Stamp.
We should probably take that cloak and put it in the bag of holding.
Could it break the bag of holding?
Ugh, that is...
It has like weird magic shit. Like, what if it breaks it?
It has magic shit, but by the same token, if the king, which I'm sure he's a man with many resources at his disposal, tried to use location magics on it, they'd be less likely to find us. The science behind Bag of Holding is it creates a pocket dimension.
He's gonna
Just
go off into
bull-
like.
just
Yeah, I'm gonna call Edgar and get this letter sent immediately while this lecture is going on.
Edgar steps.
It's a fine lecture, though, of course.
Edgar steps in, grabs the letter from you, and says, and I must let you know, as you're paying patrons, that I have just let someone in who plans to come up here and speak to you. So you're aware.
Right.
But I'll get right on this.
Do you have any? Can you? Is this a? Are there windows in the room?
Yeah, there's a window out the room.
Could you open these windows? You know, just in case.
Are you talking to Edgar or one of your
Yeah.
party members?
Yeah, Edgar.
You'd
I
see-
actually want to look out one of these.
Okay. I mean,
Like if any of them are facing the front.
yeah.
See if there was a vehicle with identifiable markings on it up front.
You look out
Crowley's-
front and you see KJ's silver bullet sitting out front of the establishment currently.
Is KJ in it?
No.
Okay. It's either KJ or somebody KJ brought.
Okay.
Crowley is going to surrender the cloak to the bag of holding for now. Just go ahead and put that in there until we need it again.
Very well. After a few moments, you hear a light knock at the door.
Enter.
KJ walks in, just sort of like wringing her hands. Hi. Hi.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going?
Join us for breakfast, please. Sit.
Yeah. I already,
You seem a
ate.
little stressed out.
Yeah,
Like
that's
a smidgen.
that's a good word for it. That's a good word for it.
Say it. Out with it, KJ.
Yeah.
Out
like,
with
is there-
out with what?
Whatever it is, tell us.
Okay, I don't know. I'm part of something that's all on billboards all across the city, and I saw some people die last night, and was nearly witness to a murder in an alleyway. So yeah,
What?
Kitty wasn't there.
yes, she was.
Thought she was inside.
No, after a moment, she came pulling back up with the silver bullet. Y'all would
Yeah,
buy the
but
silver
it-
bullet.
What is
Somebody
this?
almost die?
I thought she jumped off the edge of the building or whatever.
Was it Pip? Did Pip almost die?
I believe that was the one, yes. And
Okay.
Does that bother you, KJ? Do you need some more affirmations that it was, are you splitting away from us?
Was she like attacking us? That she just tried to run away?
I mean,
Oh, I thought
let's
you
be
meant-
reasonable. That would bother anybody.
Sipping coffee.
I mean, like, yeah, just executing somebody. Pretty crazy. I've been informed that that's kind of like uncool. And that's when they are a threat to your life and not just a thief.
Right. I'm here because I think I'm just a little bit too deep to go anywhere else right now, and yeah. So
It is probably a good point.
Excellent. Well, welcome back, KJ.
yeah, just ecstatic to be here.
I can tell.
Well,
Well,
Do
look
you-
on the
do
bright
you-
side. You're the one who suggested us to go there to get magic items. So in the way, this is kind of all your fault.
No. No. You
That's not a
asked
bright
for them.
side.
You asked for them, and I told you where I'd have to go for those.
You
We're
were
not
looking
gonna
for
put this
magic
on
items.
KJ.
KJ,
And you sent us to a mob boss. Or organized crime man.
I
That's who I
understand.
know.
Relax, KJ. He's kidding.
I understand you've been asked to go above and beyond what was initially negotiated. Do you feel perhaps you would like to renegotiate your contract with us?
Yes.
Of course. Already pulling her into the web.
Oh, dear God.
What do you think would be fair, KJ?
You see a look of confusion on her face that she didn't think this far ahead.
I think I would get this.
Yeah,
one.
Crowley's like baiting her, and it's like, so let's talk. 1 gold so far a day, I believe, is the current contract. A nod will suffice.
Oh shit!
5 gold a day.
Holy fuck!
5 gold a day. Well, you have been very good to us. Such a steep sum, KJ. Tell you what, I'll pay that, and I'll give you an extra 3 gold for all the trouble you went through last night.
Do you
Yeah.
know where the Ertain house is?
Good question.
No.
This is way above the city.
I
Yeah, that's
I just cut Crowley a look like guide, like oh.
I look over to Artyom and then I slide KJ an extra gold piece. So 4 on top of the 5.
is that where we off to next? I mean, I can finally give me a little bit, but
I sent a letter. Give it time. For now, I don't know where we'll be going just yet. Just calm down, relax for now.
AJ, I think you should lay low here with us. Pippa knew you by name and face.
yeah. Yeah.
Have you seen any like shady individuals that are outside the chateau or like lurking nearby?
I didn't see any on my way in.
Just
Trust me,
laying
I've been
prone.
looking.
Hey,
Gentlemen.
the little bird you have, is that a familiar or is it just a pet bird?
He's just a pet bird. He's smart though.
Okay, well maybe you should make sure it doesn't let anything near your carriage because
That's where he's at right now.
Okay,
He's trained to
good
do
stuff.
Luckily, we have a nice view of the carriage over here. But I wouldn't stand too close to that window, honestly.
Oh, you guys do have it.
I
gotta-
immediately walk over and look out the window if she starts.
I don't like
being weird. Yeah, like immediately, like shoop. What's out that window?
You go and you look and you see a familiar unmarked sky carriage sitting right behind
son of a
KJ's Silver Bullet.
Wait, that's not familiar to me. I never saw that before. There's a weird
Familiar
car
to
outside.
the rest of them. Yeah, I will.
Dark lamps.
Those were the guys that were following us last night.
Wait, what? There were other guys?
Who was
What just
God
happened?
damn it. Or God's damn it.
God's damn the God's damn it all.
Dag nabbit.
Okay,
Gosh
so-
darn it.
Maybe we should go back from the events of last night, like from the top and go through them one
Yeah,
at a time,
like-
because apparently there was attempted murder and you guys
People
are being
following.
chased by other people. I saw that there was a high-speed chase. I just thought it was between you chasing down Pip.
Milo's
Not
gonna
pick up.
go grab the bolter.
Okay.
Do you,
I'm strapped up
does
on a
anyone
Thursday
know
afternoon.
who was chasing you all? No.
Not
No.
really.
Couldn't say.
Ah, shit.
I want to describe the man that I did see very briefly and not well, but I did see like a guy with like a long ponytail. I can't remember all the details of him.
Yeah. You didn't get much detail from your glance into the car itself. Also, guys, I'm sorry, the music stopped for some reason. I made a new room. The new code is in Skype chat. However, you didn't get a good look, but yes, it looked to be of elven descent rather, dark hair up in a ponytail and familiar black leather armor, but that's about all you saw.
This is so we don't know who these people are.
A couple of
these
moments,
police?
Edgar pops into the room and says, you are very popular this morning. However, I have a deal with them. I am not going to be stopping these gentlemen. They're out on their way. Do
Okay,
that
so
what
like
you will.
you're not gonna stop them. You won't stop us if we kick the shit out of them, right?
Nothing,
Feels like both ways.
nothing on chateau grounds, and I am A-okay.
Okay, sure. So they attack us, you'll stop them too, right?
No.
Yeah, fuck. So we have to go outside. I feel like we should go out window.
That's why I had windows open.
We cannot defend
But
ourselves.
hopefully
in there.
these are the people that are good, and we can just explain to them what's going on.
I feel like that is overly optimistic.
Milo's gonna go ahead and pre-armor.
Okay.
I just go around the party. You can play. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot. You can fly. You can fly. You can fly. Maybe the odds are good with him, and if he won't have to have any fighting, we can just throw out window.
Well, I mean, the window doesn't just go out into the open void. Does it go down to the whatever is right outside of Chateau Mimic?
Yeah, it goes down to a small balcony right out in front of it, maybe 10 feet wide.
Is there no foot traffic anywhere in Sharn? They have no
They have
kind of
bridges,
sidewalks.
Mm-hmm. They have tons of bridges and stuff.
Just not here. Okay, but I can
Right. No,
feasibly go
Chateau
out the
Mimic
window.
is built on a Sharn balcony. It is just right on, so sky carriages can pull up to the front of it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Before Edgar actually his form leaves or whatever, he has to deal with them. He obviously knows who they are. Edgar, who are they?
I don't know. Associated with the town guard, so they tell me. So
They
This
don't
is
look
good. This is amazing. It's perfect news. We just tell them. It's not a big deal.
I'm going to stand by the open window. I am not leaving from
Can-
here.
I mean,
Can you confirm that they're town guard and they're not just trying to trick you, Edgar?
no, yes, they did show me papers. They are looking for KJ's silver bullet.
oh,
KJ, you should stand. You should stay by window as well. Just over here.
yeah, the Boromar plans probably already sold you out, KJ.
Right.
Stay over here by window with me, and then we will
She-
be ready to.
While you're saying stay by the window, she is straddling the windowsill and starting to climb out.
That works. I would like to keep an eye on
the other
her.
car can see you. You can alert the people that are coming in. I just kind of go over and be like, let's not have you just climbing out the window immediately.
I don't
going
want
to
to stay
start
around
the-
here.
They're here looking for you. If the car is with the guard, then they will see you from outside already. You're alerting them that you are running before talking to them.
That's what I typically do.
Okay, go right ahead. It's your life, not
gonna-
mine.
If mental command Kestrel to kind of go outside, keep an eye on things, and follow her if she leaves.
Okay.
If she leaves in the silver bullet, in that window.
All right.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on KJ as she goes out. I'm watching to see if there's any movement from the other unmarked vehicle.
Gotcha. You see KJ has some trouble as she's trying to climb down from this area. It's slips a little bit, and you see just a hand come out from one of the walls and grabs her hand as she's falling and helps her reset herself as she makes her way back down. She sneaks over to the unmarked car, looks in the window, looks around and looks in towards the double door. Looks like she grabs a couple of tools out of the silver bullet really quickly and goes back over to the unmarked car.
Avatar.
Just a suggestion, Artyom Gandawan, you might want to make yourself scarce if you were seen and they are part of the town guard. Perhaps we won't want them to see you again.
No. Scarce where?
Yeah, I'll
Looks
just
around
send-
room.
I'll just send
Don't
behind one of the
sneaky, figure it
dividers.
out.
I'll just
Is
slip
there-
behind one of the dividers.
Yeah, is there
Just sit
anywhere
there
I
out of
can
sight.
feasibly
Under the
hide?
bed. Under the bed. In the
Okay.
closet.
I will try to hide somewhere within this room. I guess.
Edgar pops out of one of the. Yes,
We tell them we'll come and meet them down there directly if they're coming up here. So we'll.
I believe they are already here.
Oh, excellent. Well, Curly will move to the door and open it.
Do I
Yes.
get to roll a stealth check for that, or is it just praying?
Where are you hiding?
I presumably between are these paper dividers that are would still show shadow, or are these solid dividers?
They're room dividers, so take that how you mean it. They're not
Anything that would break line of sight between me and the door, and mostly I'm relying on the stealth roll to be sound based.
okay. All right,
To
so
break
just
line
not
of sight
making.
with something in here, and then being quiet.
Go ahead and make
You know
a
what?
stealth check for me.
I will slip over there with Gandalin, and we can be sneaky together with the good old pass without a trace.
Oh, that's a pass without a trace. All right, that's a 39.
25.
Okay. All right.
Fucking great.
Very
No,
nice.
I'm sorry, 24. I'm bad at math. Oh wait, no, our Did our okay, no. Yeah, 24.
Okay. Carly, you open the door. You have two individuals there. You see a thin, slightly taller elven man, black leather armors, and a black ponytail pulled back, as well as a blonde elf immediately behind him. So they just sort of step around you without saying anything at first, just sort of looking around the room.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
Perhaps. And they sort of just split off and start looking around the room. And one immediately goes over to the open window and looks out. Get to the car. The little shit's fucking with it. And you see the blonde elf turn and run out of the room.
Yeah. Crowley holds the door open like, yes, bye. Good day. Good day. Someone inform KJ they're coming after they
I'm going to jump out the window.
The other guy's still in the room, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
He's in front of the window, Milo.
I'm going to shove past him and jump out the window.
My goodness.
Make an opposed
Shoulder
athletics
Oh,
check.
no, no. Will you let me adjust that slightly?
What's up?
I'm going to take him out the window.
Okay, sure.
Me and Archie are sitting next to each other like, I think we're really well hidden. Crash! Like, oh shit.
Well, the window is already open, right?
Correct.
That could still be a bit loud.
What do I need to roll for that?
Athletics.
Oh my god.
15.
He is going to attempt to grapple you because you did not succeed in grappling him. He's going to try to grab you by your boot as you're attempting to fly out of here. I would like you to make an athletics or an acrobatics check, your choice.
A acrobatics check. I have another 15.
All right, he rolled a natural 17.
Gotcha.
Milo, you attempt to fly out and he grabs you by the boot. He says, "Not so fast. I'm just here to talk. Stop. Please
Sending real
get
quick
back
to
in
let-
the room."
Sorry, I thought you were done. Sending real quick to let KJ know that the blonde guy's coming.
I was getting ready to say I was shouting for KJ because I don't know Kaushik's getting ready to use an ability.
Okay.
KJ, they see you!
You see her hit something just really, really hard on the side and then just runs to the silver bullet and takes off.
Professional. Just smack it with something heavy.
This guy's single-handedly holding me.
Correct.
Yeah.
Sucks for his forearm, I guess.
Bro never misses arms.
Strong.
I think he's meaning because of rocket boots.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying because Jonesy said my armor weighed like a shitload, so...
Right, but you're flying. He's not holding the weight of your armor.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I wasn't trying to fly. I was trying to take him, like,
You
to
said
the
you were
ground.
flying out of the window.
Jumping out of the window.
I will
Oh.
confirm he did say jump out the window.
Oh,
I was just going to take him to the ground.
okay. All right. Well, then you fall.
Okay.
All right.
Clink, 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 blonk.
Well, see, several of you are
us.
still quite squirrely.
Well, he's from Sharn. You know, I understand they're like that.
I'm just looking at Archie, I'm like mouthing like, what do we do? Like, look at him like,
I'll just mouth back. Let's go back to guard.
thumbs up, like, let's do that.
He just sort of raises an eyebrow and smiles. Well, I've at least found the right people, I suppose, if acting like that. So,
I've never seen that man before in my life.
What's
Wow.
going on outside?
Yeah. Strange man in full armor.
KJ is taking off. The vehicle's sitting there. You see some like small bit of smoke out of the backside of it. And at about this point, you see the blonde elf coming outside, just sort of like looking both directions.
Does he get out there in time to see where KJ goes?
He just kind of looks back and forth for her. KJ just immediately dove, though. He does
Okay,
not currently see her.
That was the important thing.
He's about to make an attack roll.
Didn't. She made it out. No need.
Jesus God. Mary Mother Joseph.
How can I help you, officer? I'm gonna sit down and go back to sipping my tea.
He looks you all over for a moment and says, "Wait a minute. I know you. We had a little run-in in Passage."
Oh my God, it's the same guy.
Hey,
God
Opa.
damn it.
Ah, yes, you're the one.
He points to you, Gorm, and says, "You helped me out with a little bit of information I was searching for. Does your little group always tend to piss off the authorities wherever they go?"
Apparently.
Seems like it.
Just the houses.
Is so. Against the advice of others.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, don't be quiet now. You've made a
fancy.
big enough show last night.
Indeed. Well, we're just hunting the same things we've always been hunting, and it just tends to take us to bigger circles.
Right. So, proposition for you then. Classic easy way, hard way, I suppose. Give us the cloak. Owe me another favor. Call it done with. Hard way. Doesn't end well for you.
Actually, 1 second out of character.
Mhm.
Where's that goddamn bag of holding right now? It's not on Milo, is it?
That's on Kaushik.
Okay. Koshik the bag, please.
I will begrudgingly hand over the bag to him. Kind of like through clenched teeth. Haven't we already made arrangements for the cloak to be delivered directly to the king, Crowley?
We have not. We were looking to do that.
We were attempting to.
Mm.
Yeah. But as you see, now we have a person aiding and abetting a criminal, and it was witnessed as well as assault.
Right. Well,
Carly's gonna reach in and the cloak.
Perfect.
We procured this house from House Tarkanan, not House Tarkanan, Boromar. I'm bad with names today, guys.
Spare the tomfoolery, it matters not to me.
Fair enough.
I'll be in touch. He takes it and he walks out of the door.
All right. One less thing to worry about.
Wait, if you say, you mean like aside from the fact that we now owe that guy a favor again?
Could you hear? That's great. It's fine.
I imagine I could hear. I was in the room this whole time.
one less thing
you
to
guys
worry
were
about.
whispering pretty loudly to each other. Let's go back to guard.
That was mouthing.
Stage whispers.
But
You guys were
I,
mouthing on each other, huh?
Kaushik,
Yeah, brother.
has anxiety, so that's one more thing to worry about.
Indeed. Well, that's done with. Can someone peek their head out the window and see what happened to Milo?
I've been
His
watching
feet are
the
probably hanging in the window, right?
Well, he just fell.
Down.
Well, he's
when
got
I-
winged boots, so he falls like a like max of 5 feet before your winged boots
Oh, I
turn
thought
on.
there was a balcony immediately outside the window.
No, not outside of your windows. You guys are
Oh,
second,
okay.
yeah,
Gotcha.
second story. So KJ had to climb down. Milo falls a matter of a couple of feet, and wing boots will take him
Okay.
down.
Peek my head out the window. Milo!
I've
Come
been
back up.
watching the other guy to see if he took off after KJ.
You see that he goes to hop in the car and nothing happens, or the sky carriage, and nothing happens at first. And then you see the small like smoke getting bigger in the like back seat area of this thing, and shit, this bugger, and you, yeah, he's just trying to find a way to get a fire out currently.
Sucks to be that guy.
In that case, when you look out the window, you just see Milo watching the sky carriage.
All right, so we're now stuck here. We can't go anywhere. We have no carriage.
Well,
We can go anywhere we want. I can fly.
Oh yeah, we can just
Not
fly
like
on
the other
dinosaur.
dumb
Very
stuff.
surreptitious.
You have
Okay.
seen griffins and unicorn. I'm sorry, pegasi, not unicorns. Pegasi flying around the city.
Unicorns!
it might be time
Unicorns.
to get Kaushik a new mount while we're here.
But
Already got him out.
okay, so we need to find where this guy's house is at. I mean, why don't we just ask this guy? I mean, fuck, apparently we're going to have to sell our soul to him at this point, so.
Well, that's
Is
something.
this the same guy that we knew from Passage? Maybe he has information that could be relevant to our search of missing children.
It's possible. He doesn't seem to mind stepping on the toes of the greater houses, or at least Quanti Diorian, at least.
If I peek my head out the window, can I see it when he's made it to his car?
Yeah, after a few moments, you see him walking out to
How
the car.
How far away is it? from
His
us?
car?
Yeah.
Probably like 30 feet, 35
Okay.
feet.
I will peek my head out the window and just send him a mental message and say, "Hey, do you know where? Do you know about any missing children in the city? Maybe for the past couple of months, lots of children going missing."
Curious question. And he looks at the cloak. Have my hands full at the moment, but perhaps we could talk.
You got the name?
No.
Fair enough. We need to stay in town for this favor of yours.
I'll find you.
Sounds good. Hey, we don't have to stay in town. Let's find out who this jackass. As I address the rest of the party, we don't have to stay in town for this favor. Let's find out who this jackass is. Get rid of him and then continue about our business.
Sure. That sounds lovely.
Great.
Did he know who he was? Like, you know where this Lord Cornell guy, or like his house was, or where he might be? Did he recognize the name?
He seemed preoccupied
Well,
with getting the king's cloak back to the king.
What the frick?
with information changing hands so readily, I'm going to have to go meet my contact in person. I'm going to have to stop sending letters. They're probably already annoyed with me at this point.
Very well.
Edgar, can you summon a sky carriage, please?
But of course.
Wait. Maybe we should not use a sky carriage. I give Crowley an obvious look of, those people aren't on our side. Those sky carriages are bad.
They're run by different
Yeah.
people. Then Quanti Diorian is not leading every single sky carriage in Sharn. Though if there is a second party option, then I will take it.
Right,
We have
but
dinosaur.
they could have records of what they do during the day that then he could track to see where our goings and comings were for too, and then you could just completely sell out your contact to House Orient.
Right.
Or, you know,
that
he
is-
might have, like, people on the lookout for us.
Right.
We're gonna get
Us.
iRoboted by the sky carriages.
Yeah. I'm not going there. I'm not going down there looking like this, obviously. So
So you're just gonna go by yourself?
yes, that's probably for the best.
Okay.
fantastic idea. And what do we do while we wait?
Well, since we're all you guys are full of such lovely ideas, I'll leave it to you. Just message me.
Sure. First of all, I'm gonna try to make myself look different.
Okay, using your disguise kit.
Correct.
All right, go ahead and roll me a disguise kit check.
Wonderful. Yeah, whopping +8. That's a 26.
Very nice. What does Gainwin look like?
Cut short, haired. You know what? She dyed her hair black, so we're gonna bleach my hair.
Okay.
So cut short, bleached hair, and add some blonde scruff,
Okay.
basically. Just enough to break up my regular features, so I don't look quite the same.
Gotcha.
I'm also not wearing fancy clothes anymore, so.
Very well. So what's the group doing?
So yeah, do we if he's going to go talk to his contact, should we go somewhere else and see what we can find out about this or I guess he's not Brayton Sith off here, he is a Lorcanel or some rich prick. And wherever the fuck we might be able to find that information without his contact, I don't know. Thoughts, comments, concerns? Milo, you used to live here.
Milo struggles to chew a now and later. One moment.
Wonderful. I feel like just sitting here is a bad idea.
Well, the good news is that we probably won't have the town guard coming after us, so...
That's his plus. Now we just have to worry about the Bormar clan and Tarkanans.
Right, but those are a lot easier to deal with than town guard.
Maybe. We have no idea.
Should we not wait at the chateau where it is safe? If
Safe-ish.
the Tarkanans are looking for Milo, well, this is probably the best place for him to be.
These guys are powerful, magically as well, right? They got powerful magic casters. They just blow this place up. This place is safe only from regular ass dudes who come in here and start to fight.
If they start blasting the place up, we can just leave.
Yeah, but after we got blown the fuck up already, why not just leave before we get blown the fuck up?
Because it gives us a level of safety for the time being.
Until we're blown up, and then we have to go outside, and they're just out there because we had to come outside.
I kind of get the feeling if they probably had spellcasters that were big enough to blow up an entire building with a magic spell, they probably wouldn't be in the game. Just saying.
They might not have been that powerful when they joined.
These aren't street gangs. They're
These guys pay lots of money.
massive, continental, powerful organizations. I imagine they probably have that kind of power. The reason they're less likely to do it is going to have more to do with politics in the long game.
So we just sit here and do nothing. Just
They
stare
do.
at the wall. And wait for them to spread out or whatever. Be certain,
one-
one way or another, they're going to have people outside. Just the longer we wait, the more people there will be outside when we do leave.
You could go get a drink and deal with them when they follow us. When there's enough headlines on the news of assholes chasing after people get murdered and thrown into the bells of the city, maybe they'll have a little bit more cautionary tale against coming after us.
Perhaps. I figured leave, deal with them as they come, but at least go somewhere productive. Could figure something out. We could try to find a barrack maybe.
Right, I think we're getting the location of where Barrick's probably hiding right now.
Fair enough. So I guess we will just sit here and wait.
Sure.
And do nothing. Alrighty.
Sure, you can find something to do, can't we?
I am sure. Hey Milo, can I see that knife?
You're gonna stab me?
Milo
Oh,
is
I'm
going
going
to
to look at
very, very carefully, very gingerly place it on the table.
Don't touch the blade. There's something on it, and I don't know what it is yet.
I am promptly going to take the knife and wipe some of it off on my glove and try to like see if I can determine what it is.
Okay.
Kind of like mess with it a little bit.
All right. Make a dexterity check for me.
Hell
And-
yeah. Just straight dex?
Yep.
24.
Very nice. Wiping off some of your glove, you're just trying to smell it, trying to discern what it is.
Yeah.
It's got
see
a
if
really-
anything like happens to jump out at me.
It's got a really acrid smell to it. And other than that, roll me a... I don't fucking roll an intelligence check.
Hell yes. I'm so good at these. 4.
Not exactly sure.
Damn it. I'm gonna
Probably, I say even with a 4, you know it's probably not good.
fantastic. It doesn't seem like it's not going away. Like it's been on there for hours at this point.
Correct.
Could I maybe give it a go? I know that I can like have herbalism like kit, and I can use that to make antitoxins, and I feel like if I'm doing that, I should be able to maybe have a chance of identifying what toxins are, you know?
Go and roll an intelligence check with proficiency bonus.
Okay.
Could I assist her with my tools and my medicine knowledge to give
Sure.
her advantage?
So my first roll would be a 21.
Okay.
I can roll anything just for advantage.
Goodness.
No, that'll be that, because my second roll is a 7.
Okay.
Nice little 21, ain't bad. That's cute.
Kaushik, after a moment, just sort of like getting some things to react with it in your herbalism kit, you just learn that this is a poison called assassin's blood.
That sounds cool.
Do I know much more about it other than just what it's called?
What, like what? Like effects?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's an injury based poison.
Like how long does it last, maybe?
From I mean, again, just from looking at it being on the blade, it looks like it until it's consumed somehow. Like once you put it on the blade, I mean, it'll dry out over time, but
Cool.
Okay, I'm going to just relate to the party. It's you said assassin's blood is what it's called.
correct.
I'm pretty sure it's assassin's blood. I don't know too terribly much about it. Is anyone else relatively
Yeah.
familiar with the effects? or-
Definitely not my wheelhouse.
Nope. I want to keep it though. Okay. Put it in my pocket. Fancy poison knife now. Let's go.
Sure.
Plus, it's fancy looking. It doesn't look like a regular ass dagger, right? Like,
Hey!
I just look over at Gandalf and like, are you collecting daggers now?
I mean, why
It's
not?
gonna
I can
taste
throw
like
them
Steal
at
from your own
things.
party now.
What do you want the knife for, Milo? You punch
obviously
things. I
to
stab things.
someone with at some point.
You have
I don't
gloves
know.
that go bong. I can
Okay,
like throw
whatever.
this at somebody, and then they can like, and then die.
Where is the bag of holding?
I don't know.
Crowley still has it. He never gave it back to me.
Did Crowley leave with the bag of holding?
I doubt it.
I
Yeah,
reached
speaking of that-
into it. I didn't like. I said
Okay.
just hold it to me.
Gotcha.
I didn't
Gotcha.
grab
I got
back of holding.
And I will bring out ale, and I will start drinking with the dwarves if they want to drink. Come, at least some of us with the right heads on our shoulders can have a drink.
Yes, I need a drink. After that, whatever the shit, what?
We were chilling for a little bit over near his workbench. Milo's gonna call Kaushik over to him at some point.
Yes.
We have to do something about KJ.
What do you mean?
This isn't her fight. She's just some little street rat who's trying to make a buck, and she's gotten dragged into something way over her head. She's gonna get killed or in jail because of shit we've done.
So very sweet and very insulting at the same time.
She's a poor little street
Do I hear him
rat.
say street rat? Hey,
She's a broke ass bitch.
You get the sentiment.
it is the meaning.
She's also an adult who can make her own decisions, and she did agree for more money to stay and help us. That was her choice. Renegotiating her contract could have involved canceling it outright. She didn't want to do that.
Right, but the consequences she's currently facing have to do with things that happened before that.
What do you propose we do?
I don't know. That's why I'm talking to you. If I had a solution right offhand, I would have suggested it.
I don't know, Martha. All we can do is protect her to the best of our ability, but as for right now, we don't even know where she's gone.
Please keep it in your mind, I guess. I don't
Would you
know.
like me to get in contact with her? I can contact her. Ask her
I
if
would
she's all
love
right.
to get a hold of her if I knew how.
I can message her. Pull out my cell phone. Send a text message to Katie.
Okay. What do you say?
Mona, what would you like me to say to her?
Just make sure she's alright and let her know that they're gone. And hopefully shouldn't bother her, but those aren't the only ones that can be looking for her. Remember, we were concerned about the Boromars first. That's why we said maybe she should stay with us at the chateau. That was before those guys showed up.
Alright, well, I can ask if she'd be able to find a stealthy way back to us. Stay with us. Still.
We'd like to be able to keep an eye on her for now until we know what the hell's going on. We've got so many things going on right now.
Right. So I am going to send to her. Hey Jay, are you alright? They've left with the cloak and should be off your back for now. Can you make it back here? Question mark. Send.
All right, it's canon now. You have a crystal as a phone, and that's how you send your messages.
Hell yeah.
You keep saying you have a cell phone. That's what we're doing. After a few moments, KG says, I'm trying to make the silver bullet not so silver anymore. That way, at least I can move around a little bit more incognito, you know. Well, I mean, I doubt they're gonna be off my tail. For two, are you sure they're gone? That's it.
Well, they're gone from the room. They might still be down there. I'm gonna
Check
peek
out the window, like-
yeah, I'm gonna look out
Oh
the window.
yeah, that's a good
see what's
point. Their
going on.
car broke down.
You see them sort of just standing around at the moment.
Oh no!
Oh, a tow truck.
After a little
Yeah.
bit, another vehicle pulls up and like starts working on the sky carriage for them. Eventually, they drive away.
Oh, okay. So I was saying I'm gonna send her another message saying maybe pull around back.
Okay.
Not really though, since they drive away. I will send her another message though, and say they've finally gone. I'm not sure how much longer we'll be at the chateau. Just get back as soon as you can, if you can.
All right, yeah. This shouldn't take too long, hopefully. So I'll be there soon. All right. Crowley.
I will relay to Milo. Sorry, I'll relay to Milo that she's okay and that she'll be coming back.
Okay.
Distracted nodding.
Right. Crowley. You're taking Orion Coach over to your contacts.
Yeah, and I'm disguised as a dwarf right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah. A couple of silver. Let's call it 6 silver to go over there. They take you, no questions, over there. You show up. Contact there in his back office. Looks like he's writing like a parts of a screenplay at the moment.
Sorry to have woken you up with so many letters this morning.
And looks up some bags under his eyes, says, come on in. It's part of the job, I suppose. How can I help?
Well, the problem with the cloak sorted itself, Crowley says as he closes the door and then drops the, Actually, no, he'll keep the dwarf illusion.
Okay.
But there is another issue. In all the fun last night, we missed my primary target in conjunction with the children we've been searching for, Lord Quinnell. Do you think you could find any information about this individual?
Probably. That is, if they stay by that name. As we've found out, Brayton Sithov seems to be sort of a ghost name. I would be surprised if Lord Quinnell was not much in the same.
They did seem very eager to win that item that I was suggested to follow, but
Which
as
item?
you say. Say that again.
You tell.
It was a stat. Yeah, the statue. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very well. And
Sithov's name has come up in many of our my journeys across Corvair, so
right, and
if I can find anything out.
We've been on the lookout for him here as well ever since you've told me. However, it doesn't seem there is any central base of operations or that name being tossed around Sean. From what we've been able to gather, the name's been tossed around elsewhere but here. So the fact that you've gotten information that ties him back to here is odd.
It makes sense though. When I was in New Kyrie, they had a magical tent that teleported them across the plane as well. So there's no telling how easily he gets around. They, them,
right?
Male presenting.
Okay. Is that all you have as far as the name goes, Lord Quinnell? That's it. Any other information?
There's nothing readily that I can come up with. That seems to be all I have for now, sadly. Very small.
Appearance?
Everything that I've reported thus far is still the same.
Okay.
The Orion trains, etc. All that.
And an appearance of this Lord Quinnell?
Yes, the appearance, and Crowley will recite the appearance as was at the gala.
Okay. Make a general wisdom check for me real quick.
All right.
To assist him in hunting down any information.
12.
Okay. Jots down some notes, jots down the name, just sort of phonetically. I'll suppose we'll be speaking a bit, having people keep their ears out, though I don't know how much help in this big of a city that will be. So, if you had any other information, what direction he went, or...
Yes, he went to the back of the gala where the items were being shipped off by the Orion vehicles. That's when I lost sight of them.
After that, okay. Very well. We'll do what we can. No promises going on such little.
I do know specifically we remembered like who he was talking with. We talked about watching him, see who he interacted with. I think he interacted with Quanti Diorian a little bit. I'm finding this a little bit hard to recall.
No, he didn't.
No,
yeah, it was not with Quanti. Yeah.
Right.
So
what you guys know is that Barrick was in the box itself. Lord Quinnell's name was not in the box. And then when the winner was announced, it was Lord Quinnell's name. And he went from very point A to point B, had the statue carted out back with him, and then rode off, Barrick hopping on to places unknown.
I definitely do recite that in regards to the auction, that piece of information. It could have been in cahoots with anyone running the gala, as far as I know. But it seemed pretty predetermined that he would win.
Right. Any magical warding on the boxes themselves that you could find out? Could he have done it himself? You must understand, in order to even insinuate that Celeria Irtain would be involved, is to go up against funds unknown.
Not wishing to insinuate or dishonor her reputation, but there are others who run the gala as well. But we managed to get a familiar inside to watch, and we knew every name that was going in there. So Lorquenel's name never appeared.
So it is possible to have someone else to send something in. If you have it familiar into the box, someone else could have sent their name, for instance, and a winning bid.
It's possible, then. But as I said, we read every bid.
Very well. Do you have the other names?
Which names is he asking about, Jones?
The names on the auction.
Ah, yes, yeah. And he'll recite them best off of memory, because he was memorizing those names, Jones, if you need me to make a check on that one.
Yeah, go ahead and make a wisdom check for me.
Okay. Oof, before. I keep meaning to frickin' buff myself before I do that. Keep forgetting. But yeah, 4.
Okay. You write off the names that you can remember, or rattle off the names you can remember. It's a bit fuzzy, as they were just sort of rattled off to you from Artium.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I gave those to Milo.
Yeah, give them to Milo, that's right.
They are on a notepad that I have.
Okay. I thought the information that they were written down was spread.
It's the first page of the same notepad that has all my fanboy notes from talking to that artificer.
I will get you, like, as long as Crowley realizes, I will convey with some of my party, and I'll get you those names. A better list.
Very well.
Is there anything I can do for you while I'm here? I seem to be asking quite a bit. Anything of import that I should know about going on in Sharn? Aside from the missing cloak.
No, with that on you currently, we're A-okay. We may be in touch soon, though.
Excellent. Once again, I'm sorry for disturbing your sleep. And, I hope to hear from you soon.
Very well.
And, the dwarf will just hop up off the chair and make his way over to the door.
Okay. All right. Sake of brevity, Crowley, you hop up into another Orient coach, make your way back over to the chateau, everyone grouping up, and that's where we're going to take our break, actually. So we're sitting at about 7, give us about 15, 20 minutes or so, and we'll be back soon, guys. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Woo!
Hello, everybody. We are back. Welcome back. We are all the same people that were here before. And we will be continuing this campaign that we've been doing for a while. And I will stay that nondescript throughout this entire campaign. Last we left off, our adventurers were plotting on what to do with their ill-gotten ill-gotten singular good of the Cloak of King Galifar I. When stuff started going down, Milo had a interaction with some would-be assassin who is now a meal of Edgar's. However, after a little bit of discussion and Crowley reaching out to contacts, the party is again in the chateau, and after talking to an unnamed member of what the party has gathered to be the Dark Lanterns, not the Dark Lamps.
Dark lamps.
The Dark Lanterns has more or less found themselves in the debt of the Dark Lanterns once again, as Gorham has had some run-ins with them in passage. However, KJ has told you that she would meet up with you guys as soon as she can. However, she's making the silver bullet not so silver. Crowley has made his way back to the chateau. What would you guys like to do? This music is so tense for no reason. Let's calm it down.
I don't know. We're in the middle of some shit, so it's fair.
All right. So, Crowley, you have made your way back without issue. You guys are all at the chateau. What would you like to do?
A dwarf walks in.
Who the fuck are you?
Long silver beard all the way touching the floor. Well, that's rude. Closes door. Crowley appears.
Is it like a cousin? Oh, never mind. It's just Crowley. Okay.
Wait, weird is a fire hazard.
It's crazy. All right. So, where is this Lord Cornell guy? Do we know now?
No, my contacts there, they've switched their resources and they're looking now because they think that Lord Cornell could be another false identity. But Crowley looks around. Milo, do you have a list of the names for who was in that lot to win that statue?
Milo shuffles through some index cards.
Yes, right here.
I'll just take a quick copy and he'll go and make said copy and get Edgar to deliver that to same place as has been being sent all morning.
Very well.
With brevity.
Before too long, we're gonna get given more money to the House Orion than we have caused them to lose.
I find that very hard to believe.
It's gonna
Give
take
it-
some time.
I don't know. We keep going at the rate we're doing. It hasn't even been a whole day.
At least
We keep going like
five-
this every day. Like they're getting so much fucking cash.
At least like 5 more letters to go before we've made
Oh,
up for
like-
all their losses.
Yeah,
Right.
one whole train is 5 letters, 5 more letters.
I said at least.
At least. My bad. Anyway,
Possible.
how's it going over here?
And we've been waiting for you to get back. We kind of don't have any weapons. We don't have a lead until we know where this Lord Cornell guy is or where to look for him. Apparently.
Well, they're doing the best they can with what information I've given them.
Unless we have like a better idea of where we can look to find Barrick, we can get the general area. How far away can you like locate Barrick from?
That's a question I would have loved to have during the break.
You
I
can
think
look
you
through his
can-
eyes at 100 feet.
Yeah, I know you can look through his eyes at 100 feet, but there was something that was within 1,000 feet as well.
If you are a Pact of the Chain warlock, you can look
Yeah, I'm not one of those.
anywhere. Apparently, well, that's kind of crazy. You can talk to him. What if you like? I don't know. Is there any way you can like locate things in general from like far away? Anybody have anything that can do that?
DM, would I be able to use, like, I know he's not technically an animal, but would I be able to use, like, I can't remember the name of the spell, it's like find and locate animal or something like that on a familiar?
What's the name of the spell? This is an important part of this question.
Locate animals or plants or...
Something like
Yeah, I
that.
think it's something like,
Locate creature is a 4th level spell.
no, not that one.
There's also locate.
Yeah, locate
statue.
locate animals or plants is a 2nd level.
Right, yeah, I believe it's a 2nd level spell.
Okay. See, 2nd level spell, 1 action. Describe a name of a specific kind of beast or plant, concentrating on the voice of nature in your surroundings. You will learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles, if any are present.
He's currently a rat.
He's a very specific breed of rat.
No, he's a fey creature technically.
Right.
I mean, we can see.
I mean, I feel like it would be sort of obvious to a spellcaster whether or not I would be able to detect my own familiar.
Right. Specific kind of beast or plant. He is neither of those things, unfortunately, as he is a fey. So I would say that this wouldn't really work, but you're unmuted. This wouldn't really work on a fey creature.
Alrighty.
Not to mention, it's the closest one of that kind. You're not sure if there might pick up any other fey along the way.
Right. Alrighty.
Do we have like any way to like magically locate the statue?
Clairvoyance, perhaps, but I'm not sure.
Magically locate specific objects, maybe. I don't know.
To do a locate objects or anything of the sort, I would probably need to take a rest to prepare that spell.
Would that be viable? Like,
Locate
How big is
object
this
is 1,000 feet, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And lasts for 10 minutes. So
Right.
we'd have to literally be driving down the street of where they were at, essentially, to find it.
And where you lost Varric was multiple miles away from here. So.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it'd be something that we could cast once we get into the hoity-toity district.
Right.
I could also possibly cast that, given 10 minutes and an hour.
so that is all I have for like
No other.
in the pursuit of that venture. Anyway, we have a way to magically locate Barrick or the statue. Or if there are other things we feel like we could accomplish that would assist in this endeavor while we wait to hear back from your contact.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking over divination spells I can learn in the next 10 minutes.
There's any, I don't know, probably be valuable to determine how fucked we are in regards to the Bormar and Tarkanans, if we can figure out if either or both has placed like extra bounty on more of us, or if it's still all on Milo, or something along those lines. Okay,
Sorry, I'm reading a spell description.
good talk, good talk. There unfortunately are foremost issues. As much as I would love to go and take a look at the Durasco Sanatorium, I feel like that has fallen significantly farther down on priorities.
Well, I guess until we have the location of this particular house or where it might, what even district it might be in, there's no really use in sort of aimlessly going around the town, sort of trying to detect my rat. I could summon Beric back to me and hope he was able to follow the direction that they went, but even a direction or even specific directions might not be very useful in all of Sharn.
If we are sure that the Tarkanans are already like on our shit, we could start trying to plan for a way to determine that, because we don't know how long we're going to be here. If we're only going to be here for one more day, great. We deal with this Brayton Sithov / Lorquanel guy. Problem solved, we dip the fuck out. However,
Right.
if we're going to have to be here for an extended period of time, it's kind of fucking impossible for us to just ignore it. If they're anywhere on the same level of how Milo said that the Bormar clan are in means of power and infrastructure, they will be a problem. We won't be able to just sneak about the city now that they know we're here.
How big is like the rich district of Sharn?
I mean, the upper wards, it gets continuously smaller, but if you're talking about pretty much the floating portion of the city,
Right,
Not
where the
very
rich
big.
people, yeah,
right,
not very big.
right, smattering
say
of.
It would be enough to zigzag through in an hour.
Maybe. Yeah, I would. Yeah, from what you guys can get, depending on how fast you're flying, is the real, it's the real thing there. But yeah, with an hour, yeah.
Okay. Because if I get a rest, I can cast Locate Creature and do it on the dude himself or on Barrick. And we can do that and zigzag around for an hour to try and find, or if I can, yeah, well, this is me talking out of character. I can do that for an hour So that could be a possibility, but we don't know if this guy really isn't a rich person. Then we can just, he could have just left and gone anywhere. The other option is for us to actually go talk to the lady who might have rigged the entire thing to begin with, who was hosting the event.
It is also an option. I feel like we need to be proactive in some form. Just waiting here for all of this shit to collapse on us is not gonna go well.
If we can find out the location of the lady who is running the organization, then maybe she'll have answers of the people who won that particular object. And she might have some information on where that object came from, or why a person who kidnaps children and threatens people across the entire country, or the entire continent, or world, might have, interest in such a piece of art.
But what she won't really have is a reason to give us that information.
They threats are pretty good.
Aren't these Tane people like really powerful in this city?
You would have all the power in the world.
Incredibly.
It's not gonna stop someone from hurting you if they're already right there.
But then the plan would be to just fucking kill her before we leave, because if we don't, then we have the back to the same problem. Now guard want us.
We're already in the same problem.
Are we? Presumably, we're
Worse.
good now.
Well, the Tarkanans in the Boromir people are already looking for us.
Why do we want the guards and the crown and stuff looking for us again as well?
They won't. The guy wants his favor. He's not gonna let us rot in jail to not get his favor.
Not
I
to
feel like-
mention all of the other families. There's 60 of them. That's a lot of money and power and influence against us.
What 60 families?
Did we not? Okay, out of character. I thought we explained the 60 families thing earlier.
Oh, I just thought that was a knowledge check that you got. I didn't know if you explained it though.
I said I expressed that to the party.
Oh, okay. Sorry, my bad. I didn't understand that.
My apologies. I was not clear. Yeah.
I feel like apprehending people who had murdered a powerful member of one of these powerful families.
They are not
you
trying
kind
to
of
murder anybody.
supersede. If we have to threaten her for information, she will not take that lightly.
Sure.
Those kind of people don't work that way. So we either kill her, and then slight
Killing her
mystery, and
accomplished.
maybe then we'll still end up with the guards after us, or we leave her alive and we pissed her off because we threatened her to get information, and we still have the guards after us, plus whatever they want to throw at it.
I'm spitballing.
And spitball is great. Still dumb idea.
Just to be clear, you're talking about supposedly killing the one who ran the gala last night, right?
No one's talking about killing anybody.
He's talking about threatening her for information.
Yes.
Ah,
And the only way to keep her silence about who fucking threatened her for information would be to kill her.
we could just kidnap her.
Oh, much
She
better.
is one of the biggest philanthropists
doing
in this, Corvair.
Right,
Suppose.
and I'm sure the king is very wise and charitable too, while people in his city starve.
Well, no, that's what she's there for.
Rich people are all shitty.
I think our best bet is to not make any more enemies of the powerful people in the city. Simply put.
Crowley, if you had any way that you think we could actually get to talk to her, that would be awesome. But
I stopped my search for her address in favor of looking for the other individual we're looking for.
Milo, is there anyone in this city who aren't just giant assholes who might have a little bit of power? Like, I don't know if this lady might be a good person that we could just talk to and say, hey, listen, we're trying to find kidnappers, and we have reason to believe that they got this art project. I mean, do you think that will be something that would work?
that is well above my head, the circles of the people I used to deal with. The first time I even spoke to anyone near that caliber was speaking to Merrick's at the party.
What's a Merrick's?
Oh, so he's the artificer of artificers.
And I'm not even gonna try and simulate his beginning of a fanboy as he goes off on his accomplishments and
Okay, well let's
university.
just go talk to this guy and explain that we're looking for murderers and child traffickers.
Maybe
he can help us out.
Maybe good idea, but should start smaller. You don't just show up to someone you barely know and jump directly into really deep shit.
Why
I mean,
not?
this guy is like Quanti, but for House to Canis.
Oh, well.
The fact that I'm even giving the opportunity to speak to him is, I'm not going to say unprecedented, but approaching it.
But you're just at the party where you could speak to any of these people if you wanted to.
But have them speak back and actually give a shit about what you say is a little bit of a different story.
Okay, I'm not even going to go down the rabbit hole at the moment. Do you think he can help us or not?
Not at first.
Okay.
There is no one I can think of that you can just go to and be like, hey, child trafficking, and they're like, yes, let's do things.
I think in this situation, our best bet would be to find Beric. I don't think going to the woman who potentially rigged the entire situation is a good idea. I don't think going to a man that, although he may be brilliant, we barely know anything about him. I don't think that's a good idea either. I think the best situation is to find Beric, which leads to the person potentially who has the art piece. We'll go from there.
I agree.
One other angle, and let me know if this would be super beyond the bounds of the spell, DM, is that there's a spell called Animal Messenger that I could technically tell it to, I can give a description of what the target looks like, and they might be able to find it. And if we did that, could we just follow the Animal Messenger to where Barrick's at? That's the last thing I got.
If not, would it be possible for me to text Beric?
I don't know.
He can talk, can he?
I think he can only talk to Artyom.
Let me send him a text.
A couple of good ideas. Let me read the spells real quick. I'm reading Animal Messenger at the moment. Y'all keep discussing him amongst yourselves.
Yes, I do think literally the worst possible idea would be to go to the woman who potentially rigged the entire thing and has involvement.
The problem is,
I do appreciate that you are the only one putting out ideas.
This is a situation that pretty much definitively requires tact and finesse, and
I do not.
those aren't really my strong points.
I don't think any of us strong points other than perhaps Crowley.
Looks over at Crowley.
I cannot do that.
Yes, Milo. Please repeat the question. I was also looking at spell descriptions.
Oh, there wasn't a question. He was basically just saying we're a bunch of buffoons.
Yeah, I'm not. Speak for
Sounds
yourself.
for you.
I'm not a buffoon.
I don't think.
Buffooniest.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I'm a bard. I'm supposed to heal this verbal abuse. You're not buffoons. You're just simply in a situation you're not accustomed to. You're all
Vicious
brilliant.
mockery.
Oh, I froze.
Buffoons, guys, fish them out.
It's like Bob's
Bardic-
Burgers, he says.
Bardic inspiration.
Welcome back.
You're my family and I love you, but you're all terrible.
Okay, alright, I get another idea. We go to the philanthropist lady, okay? No shirt on, I seduce her.
This sounds like a terrible idea.
It's better than saying nothing.
You know,
If it works, it could be very useful to us.
I just realized something. This is a place where plenty of people have died. Quite frequently, I imagine. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna do my Tales of Beyond here, because there's a spirit gonna whisper me something and give me some power. So I'm gonna do that real quick, TM.
Go for it. Going back to your question, animal messenger, it's a location which you must have visited. So you could send someone or send a little bird or something there. The issue is you're not exactly sure where Barrick went to after the fact.
Okay. I thought that was an or and that is an and. Never mind. Okay.
So it's, and then sending, you know that Barrick
I'm
could
reading the spell right now. It sounds like it'd work.
well, sending would work. He will receive the message. What I'm trying to get out of it is if Barrick would respond to it, because I think it's a mental leak in between RTM and Barrick, not necessarily you and Barrick.
Oh no, it says the creature hears the message in its mind, recognizes you as the sender, and if it knows you, and can answer in a like manner immediately. As long as he has an intelligence score of at least 1, he'll understand my message and be able to respond to it.
Ah,
That's not in
sorry.
the
He's a rat right now.
But
That's
you are
right.
the
Sure,
DM,
sure.
so it is up to
spell
you.
enables creatures with the scores of at least 1 to understand the meaning of your message. Yeah, and I'm saying he would definitely get it. I'm internally debating on whether or not Barrick is going to be able to respond, and also trying to think of a name for Barrick because I just want to allow it to happen. Go for it.
Perfect.
Ultimately, I just realized I can try to speak to Barrick. I can try to send him a message.
How many messages is this today? Sending? This is the
third.
third? Okay.
Yeah. And I do have, I
Yeah,
think, 2 4th level spells left in case I need to use them.
You can, yeah, absolutely. Why not?
I do have a limited amount of things I can say to him. What exactly would you like me to say?
Directions to where he's at? In 25 words or less?
You would probably know. I mean, Barrick's intelligent, but he's also not familiar with the city at all. While he could probably give you a general description, he would not be able to give you like directions, most likely.
Right, I imagine.
I just know
if
this
Barrick-
this message is super important, so I want to make sure y'all are aware of
If
everything here.
If you ask him to describe the area he's in, he's probably going to describe some, like, a garage place where the car went, right? So, I guess a description of the area where it stopped, or maybe any signs or, like, things in the vicinity that could have marked the place that he's at.
Right. Oh gosh. Okay. So I'm going to say, can you describe the area around where you are right now and any signs that could tell us? I lost count. Where
You are.
you are.
Should be at 17.
Where to find you? Anything? If I'm at 17, anything? Ooh, what's a good word for like a landmark?
Landmark.
Any kind of landmark. There you go.
Okay.
That should be like exactly 25.
Yeah, land in my. All right. The message just gets cut off there. No.
Any kind of landmark.
Shortly after that, a small voice comes into your head that I might attempt to do. We'll see how it goes. Responding back to you, you hear, well, I fell off of the car nearly instantly. Luckily, I grabbed onto a lion bird, and then I had to promptly run from that. So currently I'm just on a street. One moment. One moment goes by. Housenmore Street. Wait, Bauer? Who's in? And then the message gets cut off.
I will relay everything that I just heard
Son of a bitch.
directly, even with the voice, if I can.
Alex's Barrack voice is my new favorite thing about this campaign.
How's it? Who's it?
Barrack is a child. Oh dear
I'll-
God.
I'll just summon Barrack back to me then.
You summon Barrack back to you. He's just shivering. Like,
I'll stick him in my shirt.
Poor baby.
when you summon him back, he starts telepathically sending you messages, just sort of the events that happened. He jumped up onto like the railing right outside of the sky carriage. However, when the sky carriage took off, he fell off nearly immediately. The winds took him off. Luck had it though, he was able to grab onto a griffin as he was falling.
A lion bird.
Wait, our team would recognize maybe as a griffin. And then the griffin landing at a house, the griffin attempting to eat Barrack, and Barrack having to run away from him there, and that's kind of just where he's been hanging out. He describes two things though before any of that happens. He says he heard the sound of shattering from within the sky coach before he fell off, and he heard someone say, "Get to the docks."
Did you say
Oh.
docks?
Docks, DOCKS.
As
In-
in that airship docks.
Well, okay. Well, it seems like Barrack it's fallen off and had quite an ordeal, but apparently before he fell off the sky coach, he heard some shattering inside the carriage, and some glass or something shattering, and someone said to someone else to get to the docks. So, don't know if that means airship docks or boat docks or what kind of docks.
Are there boat docks here? Is Sharn landlocked? I have no idea.
No, it is not. It is built on a river. There are both types of docks.
Yeah, shit. So we need to go to both. Which, I mean, that means they're probably gone by now.
Right.
They
Unfortunately.
have left the city. We had lost them. Again. I say again. We hadn't found them previously. We, found them and then immediately lost them.
Okay, so this is good. That means that this is dead end. We can just
But we don't know where they went.
right.
That's pretty shit.
I'm just saying that if we have no leads to follow up on, then we'll have to figure something else out. But there's no reason to stay in the city if our quarry is not here.
At the very least, we need to visit both docks and see if we can figure out where they went.
Right, they're potentially dark workers that might have information that we don't mind giving up. Be it because they think it's irrelevant or what have you.
Or willing to give up for, right price. A little bit.
They do.
Before we leave the city, I would like the opportunity to go speak to Master Merrick's. If he gave me advice that allowed me to upgrade this armor, I could be way more useful. It's just not an opportunity we're really gonna get to replicate. Who knows when we'll be back here?
And that researcher who has been locked up at Jurassico Sanatorium. If he knows anything about the Delkir, that may be very useful in the long run. Oh, I guess we could always come back, but I don't know. He is.
Better to speak with him before he dies of old age or insanity or something.
That's
Yes, I do think it'd be best to handle all of our problems while we are here, tie up any loose ends. So,
But not to dawdle because, multiple powerful organizations that want to cut us to little pieces.
I mean,
right. So as soon as KJ gets back here, we can handle all of our business and then hopefully leave.
if we're, on the subject of bad ideas, in regards to trying to seduce Lady Eritane. We could always try to make peace with the Bormark clan at least.
To
I
what
don't know.
ends?
Not having them trying to kill us anymore. Then it's just the Tarkanans.
They've already shown us they have no regard for us, so what's the point?
Any peace with them would be false, at best.
If they're
The
not
best
hunting us,
thing-
that is not false.
Best thing for the Bormark clan is for them to do something to try and sue peace with us. One day, the world will not be ending, and your father will be avenged, and the children kidnappings will stop. And they'll wish that they had not tried to hire us for a dumb job. But it's not that time quite yet.
Were you talking to me?
I'm talking to
No.
everybody.
Oh, okay. I was
The,
like,
the father avenged he was talking to.
yeah, I was just like, who's being? Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm just saying, if we could get them off our backs, if anybody had like good idea how to make them do so, that would be swell. But if we have no idea, then
We still have that tentacle, right? I'm
yes.
kidding.
What do you want us to do with the
Like,
tentacle?
yes? Question mark?
I was just laughing in my own head. Just drop that off it.
That is
As we go
super
towards
shit
the
idea.
cemetery.
That would like
Oh,
help
I
the
know.
bad
I
guy.
know.
I mean, if you did want to destroy
Yeah.
Sharn and cause the semi-hell on Earth, then yeah, I suppose that would be a pretty good start.
Anyways, where do we go first?
I guess if we want to try and go around from dock to dock to dock to see who was around during that time frame, and bribe all of them for lists of airships and ships in the area, and hopefully not get the guards called on this. I mean, it's an option.
I mean, if
It
we
might-
don't find out any kind of idea of where they went, we are literally dead in the water.
You saw what the car looked like, yes?
It looked like an expensive fucking car.
I mean, do you have more like color or anything like that, or someone might recognize the
I will-
car?
I will happily roll a wisdom check. I, Ian, do not recall.
Right.
I was told other members of the party would be handling that section of the mission.
Roll a wisdom check for me.
20. Dirty.
With a dirty 20, you remember it actually was an Orion coach.
It
That-
was sorry.
That's where I think Carly got that he was associated with him. It was just an Orion coach.
There you go. It was just Orion coach. It could literally be anybody can hire this
Check my
fucking
notes
guy.
and make sure.
No, I thought they actually interacted. I forgot already.
Okay, dokie.
It-
Well, that
Yeah.
makes things a lot more difficult.
In-
So, do any of us remember what that guy looked like?
I do.
Like a basic description.
I do. He has fancy rings, piercings along his upper ears, short black beard, and gray purple eyes. Because I rolled a check at that time to try to remember what he looked like. And that was the stuff I got told I would remember.
Okie dokie. What race was he?
He was human.
He was
Human? Okay. And that could just have been an illusion on top of that. Hey, but it's all we get, so it's worth a shot for us to go around from dock to dock and ask. We'll probably have to find out who was working that last night and maybe go to their homes. But hey, we can get it done.
This is such a small city, there's no way that it could be that hard to track these people down, right?
Absolutely.
Are we planning on taking on all these endeavors as a full group? Or are we going to split to make it a little bit faster?
I would say we should definitely split up and make it faster if we didn't have assassins after us.
Correct. Yeah.
No. Point.
The
Time
counterpoint
saving is good, but
the counterpoint to that is staying in the town for 3 more days versus like a week or so when you have assassins after you can also be a thing. I think there's merit to both.
Milo,
so,
I love you, buddy, but I'm not gonna let you out of my sight in the city. That's just dumb.
I grew up here.
Okay? And you
And-
stayed here because it was completely safe for you.
Right, but I meant more along the lines of talking about knowing how to maneuver in a city. You still want to go ask people about finding child traffickers on the sidewalk.
No, I'm asking about the man who had the statue.
Yeah, we were trying to find that guy.
Never mind.
I think we should all stay as a group. Why should we split up when the assassins are after us?
I feel like it would
We
be.
should all stay as a group, I think.
Yeah, it would be marginally faster. I don't know if it would be faster enough to be worth the risk. There's safety in numbers, and they outnumber us by a lot.
Nah.
And if we split, there's no real good way for us to keep in touch.
It's a good point.
Yeah, Koshik can message, but I mean,
That's
Limited.
So, what do we do in what order then? Because checking the docks, going to the asylum, and then speaking to Merrick's are the things I think are on the docket right now.
is there a map to the city where you can find where the street that Barrick was at? Is that the street that Barrick ended up on, or is that a street? Oh, okay.
That's the street he ended up on.
So he could have been going this way, landed, and gone a completely opposite direction. So that's
He had to run from the griffin,
Right.
too.
I'll give you something. Roll a d20 and add Barrick's wisdom to it.
all right.
Or
That's a
do
10.
do perception.
Okay. Then that's a 14 total, I think.
Okay.
Let me look it up. Oh wait, no, sorry, it's a rat. Hold on. That is a 10.
No bonus to perception for rats? Okay. You don't get much as far as that was the street he landed on eventually. He lost sight of the vehicle fairly quickly, but from what he could orient, it was heading to the south.
Okay. Is there any way we could get a map of the city, find that street, and
Yeah.
maybe
Easy enough.
Crowley's got maps on maps. He probably has one.
He has a map of
Just pull out your
Corvair.
phone.
Yeah, just pull out your phone. Google Maps. Eberron Maps.
Right.
That's not, you know what? Orion Maps, because they would be in that too.
I do think perhaps the best order of business would be whichever of the two we do first. The last probably should be the docks. We could visit the water docks and then the airship docks last, and just leave directly from the airship docks.
The longer we wait, the less likely we are to successfully find
good point.
where they went, though.
You're correct. I was thinking in ways of convenience more than actually.
Around this point, you guys hear just some more explosions outside of the front as you hear the backfiring of KJ arriving
He's
once
back.
more.
What color's the bullet?
You look out the
Look
window and see
window.
it's like a
Yep.
rusted red.
We hear the
Sports
backfiring.
car.
I visibly wince.
I have got to fix her car. Or
The
airship.
rusty
I don't
bullet.
think we have time for that.
Right, at this point, I don't think it matters what color it is. You can hear it from a mile away.
Okay, so let's all pile in. So we did have a map then, right?
Of the city.
It's easy. We don't have to role play it out of getting
Okay.
a map of the city. Yeah.
So we get a map. We
Edgar provides
orient-
you with one.
Okay, we orient from where the gallow is at to the direction from there, and then heading south from that direction. We can kind of narrow down maybe what side of the docks they were going to, or what particular airship towers they might have been heading towards, I guess, and start with those. Do we want to do airship? Do we want to do airship towers first or docks?
Which is closer to us and where the gala was?
Airship docks would be closer just by proximity because they're elevated. So if you guys wanted to start out with the airship docks, you could.
Did Beric happen to see the direction that the car took off in after he fell off?
Yeah, he said it was heading to the south.
Just with the 10, unfortunately, not a whole lot of direction, but general sense somewhere to the south.
Which one of those places is to the south?
That's what I was just saying, is that we narrowed it down a little bit from there to the southerly ones from
Gotcha.
kind of going along in that angle.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So we'll hit the southern air docks and water docks.
The closest location possible.
Okay.
Oh no, Crowley's in the belly of the beast right now.
Edgar needed a snack.
No, Crowley.
Cat.
Okay, so just heading to sort of the closest air dock that is in a southerly direction from the. Okay.
Right, from that location.
Sure. KJ taking you guys there.
Right.
All right.
She doesn't mind.
Nope, she has renegotiated her contract, even though she does still seem worried and a little bit pissed at the new colors. She just sort of like beckons you all in, not very happy with having to change it up, but closes the door, takes you guys off. With KJ's assistance and the map that Edgar gives you, you guys find yourself on a Lyrandar air dock to go to the south of the Gala Manor. Airships in and out pretty like every other hour or so, but as you guys are pulled up, there's a couple of them still docked there, but KJ pulls you up, and it's, I mean, you got some people that are mostly importing things here in Sharn, since they don't really produce a lot of their own stuff. You see a lot of basic things like just food being imported, really, but fairly busy in the sense that they're just constantly unloading. You guys, I assume, are looking for just anyone on the dock or someone that seems to be in charge.
I mean, I would think the person who's going to know the most is probably someone who runs things, right? Whoever, like, you know how we had to like say, oh, this was our boat, so that they could like write it down in book. Maybe someone like that.
The ledger holder.
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. I mean, easily enough spotted. You see just a sharp member of the Sharn Watch sort of going by, sort of saying docket, just checking in people as they're going in, checking random crates every now and again, just sort of sporadically. Doesn't seem to be too concerned about it. It easily recognizable in guard gear, just sort of sitting there going through stuff every now and again. Yeah, can I help you? Okay, I got you.
Well, Crowley.
What?
You're the talky person. I give him an elbow.
Seems like nobody's a talky person here.
It would seem that way.
Yes, we were wanting to inquire about your ledgers. We're looking for a ship that we might have missed.
What time's supposed to be through?
Early. One of the earliest. Probably first to go.
Not a whole lot leaving this morning. Mostly things coming in.
Maybe anything left last night.
Pretty quiet night. Most of these same ships. We had a food ship come in not too long ago, coming down from Ayundare, but other than that.
So no one was here last night getting on any boats or airships.
I mean, yeah, that one ship I told you about, but other than that, no.
What time did the gala end?
For you guys, it ended around 10.
Okay, maybe around 10:30, something like that.
Nah, I think they probably got out of here around 7. So.
All right, well, thanks for your time.
Insight check.
Go for it.
10.
He seems pretty apathetic about everything. Like he seems like you're asking him these questions, and he probably shouldn't be giving you all of the information just willy-nilly, but he's just here. He just doesn't care.
If I tell them what they want to know, they'll shut up and leave me alone.
Pretty much.
Well,
so I think the next person we asked, you should present them with a little bit more information, such as they. Was the statue? It's the statue that we're looking for, right? Not like the painting. Was it painting?
We have no
That's what
idea.
we're looking for.
Like, there could have been like a jewel or something inside the statue that they just smashed open and took, for all we know.
Right.
Was it inside? It was inside a glass case when it got wheeled out.
Correct.
So they smashed the case. And then,
Oh, that's what.
okay. Well, I guess we go ask those other guys now.
Yeah, thanks for your time.
Yeah.
Bye.
Appreciate it very much.
Here to serve.
Yes,
Okay.
There's some
Wash,
money
rinse, and
playing under the
repeat
table.
like 100 more times.
Right. Where are you guys heading to?
The next one.
The next air tower?
Like, yeah, the closest one in that southerly direction, I guess.
Holy God.
Hey man, being an investigator isn't always glorious drinking booze and, you know,
Bullshit.
fighting ne'er-do-wells. Sometimes it's just work.
It's terrible.
Bunch of leg work.
Did we remember do we have a description of the men?
Yeah, description of the guy with the earrings and the, what was I called? Yeah.
Alright,
Yeah,
Fancy rings, piercings along his upper ears, short black beard, and gray purple eyes.
Right, so perhaps bring that up with the next people that we speak to. We're looking for a particular person.
You're welcome to any. I mean, I guess anybody could talk if they want to.
Sure.
I get told that I tell people too much information when I talk to them, so.
KJ, hearing your plans from earlier, speaks up and says, if you want me to just, if this is all you're doing, like, I can do this.
That works.
I mean, if y'all got other things to do, I can fly around from air dock to air dock. I don't mind get paid 5 gold to do that. It's a little bit safer than what we've been doing. So,
Sure.
I mean, up to y'all.
That sounds lovely.
Excellent.
Right, provide KJ with the description of the man.
Description
Off
of
we
the
can
man.
go.
Yeah, time
Alright.
period he may have left. All that fun stuff.
Well, the simple fact of the matter, KJ, is that this is the most important thing that we have to do. I mean, do we have anything else to do aside from this?
Potential
like-
research on the Dilkir.
Yeah.
To our ultimate foe.
I'm gonna talk to that cool guy that Mela loves.
Agreed. We can definitely go get some more information. Absolutely.
All right, where am I dropping you guys off?
His first stop, the Jurasco Sanatorium. Talk to that professor guy.
Sure, let's do it.
Jurasco Sanatorium. Apparently it is in the Fallen District. I was told.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. We got to go a little bit further down. And KJ starts taking you down. Excuse me while I pull up my notes.
Yeah, buddy.
After several minutes of sort of slowly descending, now that she's in a newer colored car and not running from anybody, she takes a slow descent, not really trying to jostle anybody. However, she takes you down to Jurasco Sanatorium towards the Fallen District. And you guys just depressing slate gray buildings everywhere near the Fallen Districts, and everything just kind of goes quiet around here. Up above in the districts near the chateau and everything, you have the general hum of the city and the life of the city. Everything just kind of gets this just awkward, weird silence. It's a little bit too quiet to be a part of this city. You have shuttered shops on either sides of these towers and dilapidated bridges, some not even making it all the way to the other side as you guys make your way down.
Will this trip take more than 10 minutes?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Going from air docks to down here, yeah, probably.
All right.
Wow, that's
Oh, never mind. Would it take more than an hour?
No,
Trying to
no.
change
Okay.
Merrick's appearance.
Yeah, I was gonna get Barrick back as a birdie bird.
His boards.
Gotcha. You gonna try
Yeah,
it?
well, KJ, how long do you think it'll take to get there?
Probably like 20-30 minutes, something like that.
Okay, never mind.
You need to get there faster?
No, I was going to like change my red back into a bird.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
She continues down. You see shuttered shops on either side of you. And eventually rounding a corner, you see very few people on these bridges and just very few residents in this general area. You eventually come up to just shattered towers and bridges that are just completely devastated, where you see no signs of life down below you. Probably what you might be the bottom of Sharn. Probably the first time you guys have seen something like this. However, she pulls up on to a bridge where you just see another fairly large building in block letters across, just says Jurassico Sanatorium across it. And here's your stop.
This
Thank
place
you.
is Awesome.
How long you gonna be here?
I don't know how long you think it takes to go talk to somebody here.
I don't know. I don't come
Yeah,
here.
I do not know either.
All right. I mean, you guys tell me, should I sit around and wait on you, or should I go ahead and go back to what I was doing?
I don't know. What do you guys think?
We should probably just wait while we have the conversation, maybe.
Sure.
Unless we plan to be here for like 2 or 3 hours. How long of a conversation do you think we're going to have with this person?
I was more concerned with how long it was going to take for us to get to talk to him. I don't know.
Yeah, sure. Maybe go about and do your thing, and I can, like, if we need to leave quickly, I can just fly you somewhere. It'll be fine.
All right. Not a problem.
Good shit. Wonderful. Yeah.
Sure.
As she takes off, the backfire of her sky carriage just sort of like echoing off of all these walls. Walking into the building, as depressing inside as it is outside of these places, you walk up and you're greeted by halfling in what is clearly some sort of uniform for the sanatorium. Walks up and says, "Oh yeah, can I help you?"
Hi, we're here to talk to somebody.
Oh yeah, they love visitors. Who are you here for?
Hey, okay, and in my infinite wisdom, I just wrote down that the professor was the one in the Jurassic Sanatorium, so I didn't write down his name.
We're here to talk to the professor.
This professor
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah, Professor Orange.
Yeah, Cody, did you happen to write down his name? Because I don't know why I didn't.
I'm finding out now.
I will happily make a check to see if I remember.
Roll a wisdom check.
Hell yeah. 20 dirty.
Very nice. His name is Dr. Greetrolk. I'm trying to get you his first name. Dr. Zric Greetrolk.
Zric Greetrolk.
Greetrolk. ZRIC GREETROLK.
Yes, I did have his name written down.
Okay, well I remembered it anyway. Fuck you.
The author of An Unfinished History of the Takani Empire.
Yes, we are here to speak to Dr. Zric Greetrolk.
Oh, all
Supposed to
right.
be real smart.
Yeah, he's not yeah, he doesn't get visitors very often. Yeah, come on. Let me get you guys to sign in right here. And she pulls up like just a clipboard with pen and everything, and holds it out just to the group in general. Let me get you guys just to sign in, and we'll get you over there in just a few minutes.
I do not write down my real name.
What do you write down?
Vengeance Stolth.
Okay.
I also do not write down my real name, and instead I'm going to put Bill. But then I'm like, well, Bill doesn't have a last name. I'll use my last name, which is the same as my first name. But then I realized that defeats the whole purpose of writing down. So halfway through, I'll just do something different. So I'll be in there as Bill Archimo.
Okay. Very well. She ends up taking you down a hallway, sort of just clicks of her heels fill in the hallway. You have the various murmurs coming from the rooms and brings you up to a door. She gives a light knock on it. On the outside, you do see like just a chart on the outside of the door, where you see at the top it just has Greetrolk's name and it has some general medical information. She gives a light knock on the door and peeks her head in briefly and says, Dr. Greetrolk, you got some visitors here. To which you hear no response. He says, well, I'll be right outside if you need anything. And she just opens the door for you guys. As she pushes the door open, you see strange glyphs and symbols, what looks like all around the room on the walls in red ink. You see all of the
ink.
Do what?
I said, is it ink?
From what you can see right here, it looks like ink.
Oh shit.
Perception check.
Yeah.
You see all of the furniture is pushed into the room, into the center of the room. Bed, nightstand, dresser, all in the center of the room. Save for a step ladder, to which you see on the opposite side of the room from you a goblin who is currently drawing these same glyphs and symbols on the wall from the other side of you, just incessantly muttering under his breath. You smell fresh paint around the room, just sort of hits your nose as you walk in, and on the door frame to your left as you walk in, you see where there are several layers of paint, where this has been painted over before. And just under that, in faint red even still, you can see the remnants of some of the same glyphs and symbols painted in red under the fresh coat of paint they have just put down. He is
So
now,
they're glyphs and symbols. It's not like a discernible language of any kind.
from what you can tell.
So okay, so it's that answers my next question. It's not in any language I can read. Gotcha.
Correct.
All right.
Okay. As you guys, she opens this up for you guys. Again, new paint just sort of hitting your nose. She says, he's not really been responsive in so long, but we let him do his painting. It seems to help somewhat. So hopefully you do too. I'll be right outside. Let me know if you need anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Walk in.
Greetrolk does not react to your presence being in the door in any sort of way. He continues to make these markings on the wall. And actually, we will pull up something on our screen here. You could probably pull up the stream, anybody who would want to look at this, and we will go to our battle map really quickly.
Battle map.
Oh no!
I have to call it a battle map.
This
Dear
goblin's
God.
gonna get boot party.
I
Map
have to
no
call it.
battle. Map no
This
battle.
is the revenge for the butler. He's gonna be a mega badass and he's gonna TPKS.
Okay. And on the wall that he is not currently walk on, this is what you see.
Currently don't see anything on the stream.
Yeah, but
Is it
it'll take some
blank?
minutes.
Okay.
However, he
Okay,
is-
okay,
Yeah.
okay. Just making sure.
you walk up
Okay.
incessantly, just
Okay.
doing after a moment, it doesn't take much of a check. It is the same thing on every wall.
Okay. That was gonna be my next question if it was just the same thing over repeated.
It
I was
takes
gonna-
it takes a moment, but just recognizing the first couple of symbols as the same symbol, not that they have any meaning to you.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna call out to him, Dr. Greetrolk. I heard you were the person to talk to about Delkier. Son of a bitch. Do you know anything about son of a bitch? Who are those people? What about Zoriat? Kind of madness and stuff.
There's no shift in his behavior.
I will send him a mental message. Hello, are you there? And use my action to allow him to respond if he wants to.
Make an intelligence saving throw for me.
Oh shit!
That's
He's crazy.
14, I think. Oh no, I'm trained in intelligence saving throw, so that's 17.
17.
You, not me.
You reach out to his mind, trying to find some sort of purchase. You get words, whispers, and from the brief moment that you touch his mind, you have to pull back and stop trying to communicate to you as you just feel it start to overwhelm your senses.
You okay?
Yeah, this guy definitely has some stuff going on in his brain. I cannot communicate with him telepathically. He has some sort of mental sensory overload thing going on. I do not. Yeah, I don't know.
All right.
Would it be overstepping a bound if I use hold person on him?
I think so. Yeah.
I've been known to see that as a very aggressive action.
God damn it.
That is not good.
What about do you know anyone named Avash? The Twister of Roots? Sorry. Nothing? Okay.
Same thing.
How about this? Gruse Vonden Tashtern. Nothing.
No reaction.
Yeah.
Does anybody recognize anything about these symbols at all?
Yeah, Milo, you can do things to like be able to read or understand other languages, yeah? You do that with these?
Given a little bit of time, yes.
Sure. I'm not in a rush.
Sure.
And I shall start laying out my equipment to ritually cast Comprehend Languages.
Very well.
Going to just give him a little fella a poke in the elbow. Hello, are you there?
Poke his elbow. His hand tightens around his paintbrush. There is some reaction to you physically touching him. And he continues on with writing what he's writing. Just muttering under his breath incessantly. And make a perception check for me, being that close to him.
That's natural one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm very interested to hear what he's whispering over there.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check for me.
Dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, you don't understand what he's saying. What he's saying is a foreign tongue to you. But after a moment, it's rhythmic. It starts with the same phrases and syllables almost every time.
You know anything about the Takani Empire? I'm just gonna keep just throwing out random shit that I know is relevant to him and like stuff from reading that manuscript. Like, what about this?
Is there perhaps any kind of check that I can make to see if there's something like, I don't know, like ailing him or something? Like it's like he's like cursed or he's like
Sure.
sick or something like that?
Yeah, make a medicine check for me.
Medicine check? Okay.
He's just sitting there on mess. Yeah, he's crazy.
I thought that was like already established. Like, that's why he was here. He was crazy.
It's not great. It's a 13.
Okay. You can't pin down anything specific, Kaushik, but with a 13, I would say you are very well aware that there is mental illness is a disease, and people are afflicted by it. That's why certain people are here. They are treated for it. There is a treatment for it, and there are treatment plans for mental illness.
All right. I
Gre-
just didn't know if it was an affliction that was like
Well,
caused from outside.
yeah.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Greetrolk, in this just sort of obsessive, non-stop muttering, and something so alien, this doesn't seem to be just mental illness. There's a fine line between a distinction of being touched by madness and mental illness. And you think that Greetrolk may be on the madness side of that.
I'll attempt to cast Lesser Restoration on him to see if maybe that'll help.
Okay. Walk up. Cast Lesser Restoration on him. He doesn't react and doesn't stop.
So it's worth a shot.
Do any of you have tongues?
Yes,
We all
I
have tongues. We all have tongues. Come on.
The spell.
Once
Make that guess.
once this
I need 2 of you. Really
so
quickly
once this
for
ritual casting finishes, it's not just reading; it's also verbal. I'll be able to hear what he's saying theoretically.
Hold the mic up to him on his little step ladder, like.
Okay.
Sorry.
Ritually casting this, which does take to holding your little microphone up to him, which he does not react. As the other part just sort of scanning along the walls. 10 minutes go by of this and the computing and the whirring going all around in your arm. And eventually you start to get a readout. And what he is muttering, you're reading this yourself, Milo?
Yeah, I'll read it to myself at first.
Okay. What he is muttering is the phrases on the wall. They are in fact the same, and it is why his speech is rhythmic as well as everything on the wall. It is the same phrase. Zoriat has revealed perfection. Your Eberron exists for them. I have gazed upon the face of the justified. My kings and queens are not making their way. They are here.
Oh shit, that's not good.
What?
Um,
What?
Here.
I'm just kind of like
Oh, as
hold the paper out for them to read over.
you glance back up to the writing, some of these letters start to shift. Understanding their meaning, having a different effect on your mind. I'd like you to roll an intelligence saving throw for me.
Oh shit.
Actually, you know what? I'm not gonna roll this. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my my 14 from my 2 portents on this.
Okay.
And
14 plus.
If I can figure out what the fuck. Oh, that'll be a dirty 20.
Okay.
14 plus 6.
Much in the same fashion as Artyom, as these letters start to bend and shape as they're sort of making connections with your mind as you're reading them, and in different ways than other than just language, sends out ideas. This starts to stretch that meaning, start to sort of overwhelm your senses. Step back away from the wall for a moment. No effect.
Immediately gonna end comprehend languages, like right there. Like, just power off that little machine or whatever.
Very well.
Oh shit.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Yeah, we should not stick around though.
Why?
Yeah, these aren't. These words have power, and I don't mean that in the the pen and the sword kind of way.
Okay.
So I'm just looking at the words on the walls, like.
Were they affecting you?
Yes, they started to. An understanding is I don't know, like a trap maybe, or a compulsion. I don't know. I didn't stick around long enough. I went ahead and ended my spell.
All right. Well, this guy is definitely very, very crazy. I tried to heal him with magic, and his mind seems to be very much occupied by other things that want to whisper to me if I try to communicate with him. They seem sort of
Yeah, that's what it was like.
Yeah.
She said he's better when he's allowed to just paint. What about when he doesn't?
Unresponsive otherwise is what she said, correct?
Completely unresponsive?
Well, he's unresponsive right now anyway.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He seems pretty unresponsive.
Okay,
Hold
let's.
up that printout and stick it in my waterproof tube.
Do you think it's some sort of magic, or
Probably just drove him mad. That's what it seemed like. You said the art this was like some crazy shit when you saw
Yeah.
it.
The very language of Zoriat has the power to compulse or twist the mind. And he saw more of it than we have. Yeah, he's probably pretty far gone. Plus, if he understands what he's writing, constant exposure to that, willing exposure to that.
He's like saying the same thing, right?
Yes, but theoretically he understands it, and if understanding it is the path to being consumed by it, it was a near thing for me.
It was not a really nice situation to be in for me either, I can assure you. Okay, I'm going to try something, so just be ready, and I'm just going to try and push his hand down from writing.
Okay. Make an athletics check.
That is a 19.
With ease, he is very. I mean, even for a goblin, he is very gaunt. It's like the sustenance that he intakes is just enough to keep him alive, and he may not even be taking that willingly. He is very frail as you push his arm down. You feel like he's attempting to struggle back with you, and his head starts to twitch a bit. The words never stop streaming out of his mouth, and he starts to twitch harder and harder, and eventually just gets outright violent with it and attempts to lash out at you. It's 14 to hit.
Nope.
So he takes his other hand and just sort of like goes to claw at your arm, what's holding him, and scrapes off the gauntlet. No effect. He seems to just be getting outright furious with what's happening right now.
Okay, I just let him go. Well, I don't think this guy is going to be giving us too much information about Zoriat in his current state of mind. What did that readout say, Milo?
I will read it back out to them, taking it from the tube where I'd stuck it.
Okay. It says, Zoriat has revealed perfection. Your Eberron exists for them. I have gazed upon the face of the justified. My kings and queens are not making their way. They are here.
Yeah, so tell me that's not ominous.
I've gazed on the faces of the justified.
Upon the face of the justified.
On the face.
My kings and queens are not making their way. They are here.
Putting it back in the tube. Don't want to lose this piece of paper.
You said are not making their way? We are
Correct.
here.
Right.
Or they are here? Okay.
My kings and queens are not making their way. They are here.
Oh, shoot. Are you writing that on a pencil and paper, Ian?
Yep.
Never mind.
I'll send it in Skype chat after.
Okay, great. Um. All right. Well, it seems like this guy maybe. I guess sounds like you saw a little bit too much, right? It's kind of
seemed
the
that way.
future for all of us might be looking at if we don't stop this stuff. But if they says that his kings and queens are already here, then we need to find out where this guy was last, right?
Well, I mean, from what we understand, he was doing research in the Western Mountain Range, researching the conflict between the Dakani Empire and the Delkir.
Okay. Well, the Western Mountain Range is pretty big. Do we
Yeah.
maybe know anyone who might be a part of his
Expedition.
party? Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Not that
Find
there's
out.
mentioned, I don't think.
Okay.
Wait, was it that they weren't mentioned, or he's the only one that made it back?
No one else was mentioned.
Okay, so just nobody else was mentioned. Okay.
Right. No, he said his studies were taking him to the Western Mountain Range, and Kalvoth said that's about where it ended for him.
There you go. Then we're in the Western Range, unfortunately. So,
Okay. Well, we just need to find out who gave us that information out of character.
I found it in a manuscript, like an unfinished manuscript for a book that was within the library at Morgrave.
Yeah.
He was a professor, right?
Yeah,
He
Kolbach
was just
led
a
us to it.
doctor, or was he also a professor at
No,
Morgrave?
he's a history professor.
Okay, so he was a history professor at Morgrave.
So let's go to Morgrave and find out maybe who went with him on this mission. We can find out where they went to, if anyone else remained, and then we can take a dangerous trip and get away from people trying to assassinate us and kill us and all kinds of other things.
All right. Yeah, doesn't sound like a bad idea. Personally, I don't think anybody will really get anything else out of the family.
Maybe I am wrong, and KJ will bring back some amazing information, and we'll have another lead on where to get these child traffickers. But if she doesn't, it might take other cities having issues for us to get another lead.
I mean, we still never went to Woodhelm. Shows apparently having one of the places where we had heard that there were things going on.
We could go there instead of the mountain range, but at least get the information before we leave.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ah, good. Okay, so now we have avenues to proceed upon.
Yep.
And also the information that these things or people or whatever are theoretically present in some way or another.
They're somewhere. I mean, if we wanted to
This
find
man
out,
is this man is crazy. So this could just
Right.
mean like nothing. So
I mean,
Could,
what's
but
his-
also
yeah.
there could be like some weird madness cocoon in a mountain somewhere that it's like even more imperative, I guess, as if
Correct.
we needed more reason. But yeah,
absolutely, that's why we're going.
Yeah. I want to ask the
Literally.
lady, like, ma'am,
Yes.
how long has the doctor been here?
Oh, I suppose. She pulls out his chart, which it happens to be a digital Google Doc.
She's got him looking up on her crystal computer.
Yeah. Maybe he started his residence with us about 6 years ago.
Years ago.
what was he in quite this diminished state when you received him, or was it progressive?
He's always been he's always written his he's always liked his paints. However, he wasn't so gaunt at the time, I suppose. He was, I don't know where I got British accent, but we're sticking with it now. So gaunt, I suppose, but we have to forcefully feed him, unfortunately.
He always written
So-
the same thing.
Have you maybe noticed any kind of recent uptick in his agitated behavior, or an increase or change in what he writes with his paints?
Is anything, he is persistent. He paints until he can paint no more, and his body gives out on him. Always the same thing.
Nothing different recently? Past few months, maybe?
Nothing that I've noticed. Nothing that we've noticed.
Did that manuscript note the year of when he was going to the Western Mountain Range?
It coincides with what she's telling you about 6 years ago.
It's about 6 years ago.
Correct.
Okay, so it wasn't long after he went there that he came back like this. Like, he wasn't gone for an extended period of time and then returned.
Correct.
Did the doctor here come with anyone else who was suffering similar effects?
No other ones that's suffering similar effects. Yeah, no.
Is there anyone here who does things quite like this?
Not like this.
Okay.
You know who brought him?
Yeah, actually. Let me. It's the only contact we have for him, really. Greetrolk, from what we were told, doesn't really have family around here. As I shuffle back through my notes. It was a Aaron Quinala.
Aaron Quinala?
Yeah. Arun. She shows it to you. It's just like next next contact sort of information, and has an address written out beside it.
Gotcha. You said Aaron Quinala.
Yeah.
Let me spell that last name real quick.
Yeah. Quinala.
ALA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so sorry. One more time, that last name.
Quinala. Quinala.
All right.
Is there any chance you could put us in contact with this person?
We could send a message out, and probably have them here. Yeah. If that's something.
I mean, you said there was an address on there for where to find them, right?
There is.
Like, do you know what this is? Like, to Milo? Like, I get the
Yeah.
address.
Can I see the address?
Yeah. She's just sort of holding it out for you guys. Holding out the name and the address. It's a Sharn address.
Yeah. I'll carefully take note of the Sharn address.
It's near Moorgrave.
Yeah, we can maybe arrange for a letter or a message to be sent. Just research. Fascinating subject. We'll be back to you. Is there any time tomorrow you'd be open where we could leave this letter with you?
Typical visiting hours, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
All right, well, hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day, ma'am.
I significant eye
Yeah,
contact with them.
Walk out. Wave leaflet, or we'll just go talk to him.
You see her.
Once I get outside the door, gonna take out my little notepad, flip past my fanboy notes, and write down that address so I don't forget it.
Okay.
I mean, we just go there now. Straight there.
You see her walk in behind you guys to Greetrolk, and just sort of you hear her muttering "Did you enjoy your visitors?" Just sort of talking and patting his back to real no end. to no response rather. But yeah.
Once we're outside and past, I'll kind of address the group.
I did get that address written down if we wanted to go visit ourselves.
That's just what I kind of figured. Seems like waste of time to send him a letter.
No. If anyone came behind us, if we're being followed in some fashion, I don't want them to immediately know that we're getting ready to go visit that address ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
At least give us a half step of,
It's not like they
staying
would be
step
like
ahead.
directly following us or anything.
No, but if they come and question her later, knowing where we went, it might throw them off for even just a couple hours would be in our benefit.
Sure. Regardless, we should go there. Talk to this guy. Agreed? Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I
Lead the way, Milo.
Okay.
I will.
Milo
Shift
turns
and-
into a. I was say Milo turns into a car and fly off.
KJ looks up at you. What the hell? But no. KJ's still waiting there for you guys. You guys are heading off.
Oh, wait. She
go
is? She's still
Yes.
waiting?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
you
thought we
send
agreed.
her off.
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, I got caught up in my what the hell. So no, KJ is not sitting there waiting.
We're taking the Quetzal taxi service.
Quetzal Express.
Yeah.
All right.
Direct the way to the best of my abilities.
Okay. I'll say by hanging on to some of RTM's fur and in combination with your winged boots that he can get all of you. You will have to support most of
Sick.
your weight by yourself, but he will have to pull you along. Anyway,
I'm not
but
undercarriage. It's like one of those helicopters that carries like a tank underneath it or whatever.
shooting back up to floating Moorgrave University, however, towards that sort of district, you bring them to a nice row of houses, not like fancy manors or anything, but a nice row of houses sort of just interconnected with a couple of bridges that sit somewhat right below the floating university. Taking them to the street, a half-elven woman answers the door. I assume you guys knock. Actually, I might be assuming too much. I'm just trying to move us along a little bit.
We break in. Actually, I'd like to.
You know what? With you guys, I can never count anything out.
I'm
With
taking off the shirt.
Gandalf and
I'm taking
Arkin.
off the shirt. I'm going for that angle.
Oh god.
Hey, these tools, man, artillery. Let's go.
As half-elven woman with blonde hair, just sort of loosely pulled back. You see streaks of gray going through them at this point. Opens the door.
Hello.
Pretty studious looking. Takes off a pair of thin wireframe glasses. Hello.
Are you Eberron Kunala?
I am. Who's asking?
I am.
And you are?
I'm Benjamin.
Make a deception check. If you wouldn't
That
have
was a
stuttered like
question.
that, I wouldn't have required one.
5. I am lying.
You see her like stick her foot on the other side of the door, just to like if you were to try to push in right now.
No, I'm not gonna try to push. I'm not moving.
Quick,
Look,
quick question,
we have-
real quick, DM. Are we inside of like an apartment building or on like
No, it's more of an open street like avenue. Like there's a couple of trees here. It's pretty nice, like simulated street, just sort of on a bridge on either side.
Okay.
Be on the stoop.
I will keep my form in case this is a quick conversation. So they just have a big fucking dinosaur behind them.
Okay.
Ma'am, we have some important questions regarding research
Dr.
that
Greetrolk.
we feel like
Okay.
maybe you'll be able to answer or at least point us in the right direction.
Again, when you say Dr. Greetrolk, she just sort of her eyes look to you. But what about research in Zric?
Do you know who else? Were you part of his expedition to the Western Mountain Range?
The Baishik Mountains, yes.
Those, yes. You were one of the members.
I was.
We have questions about what happened and how he reached his current unfortunate condition.
You said the Baishik Mountains?
The Baishik Mountains.
Baishik. Like
Yes.
Baishek.
B-Y, it's spelled weird. I got it written down there. Or maybe I don't. Yes, I do. B-Y-E-S-H-K.
Okay.
If I spelled it right, we'll see.
Byeshek.
Just
S-H-
S-H-K, no E. Baishik. Give me a persuasion check.
I'm also talking. Can I give him advantage?
No, you may not, because
Okay.
she doesn't trust you.
That's fine. That's fair.
I have a +1 to that, so that will be a whopping 16.
Well, you have an additional +1 unless you're already considering barely Baphomet's +1 to your roll, so 17, right?
Oh, yes,
So
17.
it was a redeem in chat, so
I don't know why that seems so much better than 16, but somehow it feels so much better than 16.
An odd number.
should.
17 is that good number.
She says, side eyes Gandalf for a second after your mount will need to get out of the middle of the street, but come on in. She opens the door for you.
You're muted, Kent.
I will mentally tell her, I'm not the mentally, it's very rude.
She doesn't now.
My apologies.
No, I'm telling her that. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't hear shit.
Oh, I thought you like said it. My bad.
No, you mentally messed It's amazing how much Bill and Winnie Hunks and RTM's Quetzal form sound alike.
Oh.
You see a T-Rex and he just goes, "Ah."
All of your
dinosaurs
dinosaurs are just different versions of Bill. Quetzal's
Okay.
just Bill with wings.
She gives this like an intrigued eyebrow and says, my apologies.
Will.
Yeah, I guess I'll drop
I like
form
the
and
answer.
come inside.
Okay.
Everybody just files in like.
Her home is small and it seems to be just her, but there are like little trinkets and relics around her home from and lots of books. I did say trinkets. From expeditions past. So you see like just different like red, like some of those similar red crystals with an image of like them holding up some things in front of a mountain range and whatnot, like smiling and whatnot. You see one of her and Zric Greetrolk just sort of in a mountain range holding some things. But yeah, there's little bits and bobbles all across the house and tons of books. She has you take a seat in her living room and whatnot. I'll put on some tea, I suppose. Waves a hand, and you just see sort of like a spectral figure walk into the kitchen. You hear a kettle start being made. So takes a seat. How can I help? You had questions
Well.
about Zric. Why?
What, we think his research may be important. But we are not at a point where we know enough into what he was looking at to even know where to start asking questions. So, would you be willing to divulge what happened and how he ended up in his current state? He's
Where?
afflicted. That doesn't just happen.
I'm aware.
And you were present and were not so afflicted.
Zric was still pursuing his his works on the Dakani Empire, specifically at that time when we made our way to the Baishik Mountains. Zric was very enthusiastic as far as finishing his works, specifically regarding the Dakani Empire and how they were able to overcome an insurrection from Zoriat. So, we took him where his research was. There was some rather old texts that we followed that said that the weapons were just purely inefficient. Magics seemed to do okay, except for those dealing with the mind. And then we read about something that was more effective. That their searches ended in the Baishik Mountains we assumed this to be Baishik the metal that was mined here. Although there's no scientific proof that I'm aware of that there's anything to support that. So, being the time that it was, we had to sneak into Droam on our own and take our exhibition across those lines. So with little help, it was a very small team of us. Not all of us made it back. It was, yeah. I told Zric we should turn around after we started diving, and members of our team just disappeared into the depths or were taken out by other monstrosities that we found the further we delved. Zric couldn't turn back. He was overzealous. He was overcome with the need to figure out more. He walked through and went further down and further down until we weren't. I'm convinced we weren't here anymore.
When you say you dove, you walked through, are you referring to a cavern system or a man-made series of tunnels?
They were man-made, an old mine, originally.
They were in the mines themselves.
Correct.
Milo's like furiously taking notes about everything she wrote. Everything she says.
But the mines eventually gave way to natural caverns below, much further under the surface. Days of travel. And eventually the caverns weren't so natural. I'm convinced we found our way to Kyber.
Kyber?
Whether it be a manifest zone or...
It does not sound like a very good trip.
Was not. Anybody willing to roll an insight check can see she's just racked with pretty much survivor's guilt as you guys are going over with this, over with her.
16.
Yeah.
You said insight?
Yeah.
16 plus 8.
She is racked with her survivor's guilt. Like I said, she is also just... There's a hint of anger along with it, with that high of a roll, Kaushik. She's just... I told him we should have turned around. He was so incessant. It's where he got him. I found him unconscious one day. He decided to start the morning off without me, made his way down. He was unconscious and just mouthing off nonsense. It devolved into whatever he's doing now, but he was saying he saw him. He saw the face of God. Over and over. And then it changed. along the way. I had to drag him out myself. With no help from House Durasco, as no one was able to assist us. I checked them into the Durasco Sanatorium.
Do you have any remaining notes or research from your trip?
Of course.
Do you understand any assistance you can render us could potentially lead to something that could help him, or at least make good on his passions? Protect other people.
Anything that I could do to help Zric, I would be more than willing. What are you looking for in my notes? It'd be, yes, I have notes. It'd be what you're looking for.
That's, again, like I said, we're not even really sure where to start. He stumbled on something that could be incredibly dangerous, and we're trying to stop it or find out why it's happening or where or when.
You happen to have anything on any information about the Delkir?
We translated what he's scribbling on his walls.
And I'm gonna take out the little slip of paper and slide it over to her.
She takes it just a moment, slides it back to you. It's the same nonsense. I don't know what he saw in there. I don't care to know.
Tell us what it was.
That I can give to you. But other than location, I'm not exactly sure what other help my notes may be. Most of it's history, and if I could filter out my notes for you.
What things did you see when you crossed into what you believe to be Kyber or some manifestation of it?
We were attacked several times by horrible monsters. Eyeless tentacles. We ran. Arms that hung down past the knees, hulking figures. Several different types. Smaller ones that were more of a nuisance than an actual threat, with multiple mouths that spoke to themselves. It was... yeah.
Well,
Right. What makes you feel like this might have been Kyber itself that you walked into?
What else could have produced something like that?
Are you familiar with Zoriat?
It's not my area of expertise, no.
It's a plane of madness.
If you're insinuating that this may have been Zoriat, this is... well... I don't think we would be talking to each other if it were.
may have been similar to that when we were reaching in, but hadn't quite gotten it, all of it yet.
You said you fought against creatures with many mouths and tentacles. It sounds... it's a Delkir monstrosities, right? They have tentacles. The same as Zoriat in general.
Zric had more information. I'm sorry, Zric had more information on me than on the Delkir than I do. It's not my specialty, it's his. I was just there to assist him. At least try.
Do you know if there's any collection of notes or his research besides that unfinished manuscript? Maybe something he assembled prior to or during the expedition that didn't get published to the library?
No, I was the one who put that compendium together. That is all the notes that I found on him. Figured that was the last sort of favor I could do for an old friend.
You did a favor for more than just your friend.
You said this metal that was in these mountains might have had something to do with, possibly, it was part of the reason you were there.
Yes, there was no arcane or scientific reason to believe it was correct. It was just smatterings in ancient broken goblinoid languages that they seemed to think that the Vaishik metal was more effective against. I mean, we have no fair point that we also have no reason to not believe it. So, but that is why we were there. So,
All right.
Okay. All right. Well, so I guess let's find out where this place is, and we can figure out for ourselves. We'll probably be going there. And we'd very much like to read up on any notes that you or the good doctor might have had.
Especially on location.
that I can gather for you, and all of my other notes are pertaining to the history, and I don't see how that's going to be very relevant. Especially if you have access to Zric's compendium already. All of my notes would be in there as well. So, however, specific location I can give you. I do have to ask, do you have someone in Droham that owes you a favor?
Nope.
Nope.
Never been
Unfortunately
there.
not.
Probably something to consider. If you just waltz in, you're probably not going to be greeted well.
I'm sure
Far
we
from
have
it worse.
many journey-related obstacles we will have to consider before we begin our expedition. If we do think of some way where questioning you about the histories may prove beneficial, would you be amiable to another visit from us? We understand this one was unexpected, and this may bring up unpleasant memories.
Unpleasant memories are manageable. If it helps Zric, then I'm all for it. He was a good friend. Just overzealous. Ambitious.
Right.
Did anybody else have any other questions for her?
If we can get that information for you, then we'll definitely see what we can do.
Is it okay to tell her? I mean, she might be able to find something out for us while we're gone.
Tell me
I mean,
what.
Cat's kinda out of the bag now, so.
Yeah, well, to make a long story short, there is a manifestation zone that opens temporarily to Zoriat out in the woods a little bit west of here.
Not directly to Zoriat.
Not directly, but the
Different.
manifestation. It rubs elbows with Zoriat.
More accurately, there's a manifestation zone that is currently fighting an invasion from Zoriat. We are unsure where it currently stands on that.
It wasn't going great.
There is an entity that lives there currently trying to prevent that invasion, but until it opens again, we cannot see how that panned out. Furthermore, be careful. We know there is the potential for agents relating to that invasion to be here.
Children of Winter.
Nah.
If that means anything to you.
If
They're
they
cool.
know that you were involved with the last expedition to something connected to that, you might become a target. So just don't put yourself out there. Be careful.
Much like a history professor would react, she seems pretty confounded.
Should I show her the tentacle?
Yes.
I
I
don't
don't
think
think-
that'll do any good, no.
It's a bad idea to ever pull that thing out.
Have you let others know
Yes,
about
the
this?
druids know about this. They're trying to mobilize forces to greater stop this event from happening. It's an apocalyptic event, potentially.
Druids, armies, kings,
Yes,
politicians.
that's what I have been saying. It should mobilize everyone in the entire planet. People keep yelling at me when I tell people about it.
Most regular people, or I say most regular people, most people of higher power wouldn't really, believe us. We don't think.
That's fair, I suppose.
So, we're working on that.
It is a
If you would-
situation that may have to be handled with some delicacy.
If you would like to see, we have a shaving of a tentacle from Zoriat's influence on this manifest zone.
What?
If you would like proof that we know that this is a thing that is coming for us, I do not wish to bring it out, but if you want to know, as an academic, that this is a fact that we're telling you, if you seek more knowledge on this subject, I can show it to you, but I'd rather not.
You see the gears start turning of curiosity, just getting the best of her. Says, yes, show it. Let me see it.
Okay, and I'll go in there and I'll get the bag out of the bag and just open the bag a little bit. Yep, there you go. They're growing. It was a very small cut. Okay.
You reach into the bag of holding to grab it. I would like you to make an athletics check, RTM.
Oh, right.
The Bagman.
He's
the
Bagman.
No!
15 plus.
Get that man out of my bag.
22.
Here we go. We're going to take a trip down to Dice Town.
Oh,
That's
no.
20. Goodbye,
Get that
Artia.
man out of my bag.
RTM, you reach your hand into the bag of holding to grab the tentacle that was in 2 pockets like it has been multiple times. When you grab it, you don't grab leather.
Oh, man, that's not good.
You grab what feels like flesh. As everybody else around you sees tentacles and roots spring up out of the bag of holding, wrapping around RTM's arm, mounting itself to her coffee table, and just lifting RTM in the air.
Oh, shit.
Let's go ahead and get initiative.
It's okay. He's a druid.
And that is where we'll end tonight's session.
Okay.
Oh,
Can I
when you
keep
said-
my initiative I just rolled? Because
Yeah,
Yes.
that's really good.
Yes, everybody keep your initiative. Go ahead and roll it. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We are going to end it there for tonight. Thank you so much. We are still, before we get out of here, we are still raising money for Extra Life. So right down here below me, you'll see that we're raising money for Children's Miracle Network and Children's Hospital of Atlanta, doing great things for kids across the country. And yeah, we have some certain milestone giveaways. So if you scroll right down there, you'll see our milestones. We just added a brand new milestone, giving away a digital copy of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So yeah, go check that out. At $2,500, we're going to be giving away a SteelSeries gaming mouse, and at $3,500, going to be giving away a SteelSeries gaming keyboard. So go check those out. But before we get out of here, we're going to rate somebody.
Hey.
All right, let's see what we got going on here. Who is on and live tonight? Should probably have this ready to go. That's where there's not this awkward period of me just like looking on the computer. Oh man, thank you so much for the raid and the follows, by the way. I just see them. And thank you, Barely Baphomet, for the resub with the Prime. Thank you so much, guys, for the support. We really appreciate it. That means so much to us. You guys have no idea. But we are gonna raid, show another TTRPG creator that some love. Let's raid. Let me see, because those guys have a lot of viewers right now, and I want to support someone who might not have as many viewers. Let's raid Old Knights. All right, gonna click right here. We're gonna start that raid. Get ready, guys. Go give them some love and follows. We will see you guys next time. We stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Mondays, we do a Ghost of Saltmarsh campaign, DM by this guy over here. And on Wednesdays, we do Tavern Talks, where we talk about various and sundry D&D things. And on Saturdays, we do this with Across Eberron. So make sure you drop a follow. Catch us when we go live next time. Bye, guys. Much love.